in that
Like, I
context.
don't fucking know.
It's amazing in architecture how much there is to do with talking about things versus how much there is to do with actually doing the thing. Like 90% of architecture is talking about doing the thing, and 10% is doing the thing.
Yeah,
Wild.
yeah.
And then,
I was talking to. I'm looking at the little camera things down here, so my brain was like Donut Viking. I was talking to Kyle here about like how most everybody on the on the chat here are all thinkers, and we spend all day in our heads already. So like he was talking about how sometimes even in D&D we'll just think about the problem and talk about the problem for like 30 minutes before we actually do anything. Because we're not doers, we're thinkers. And we sit there and we think all day, stuck inside this noggin.
Yeah, it's the thinking through potentials, right? So you're like, okay, this. Well, then what about this? And you go down this pathway, and you're like, okay, that doesn't make sense. And then, like, what about this pathway? And then that doesn't make sense. It's just like,
yeah, you're playing one of those the select your own adventure games in your head all day.
All day.
And
like sometimes
you're bookmarking things as you go so that you can go back and be like, maybe I didn't like that ending, I'll go back to this one.
I wish it was as fun as that.
Yeah.
I thought about that actually one day. If I made a firm, that I would definitely make like jobs or tasks and call them quests and be like, you have to go on a quest and you have to go do this thing. That'd be fun.
That'd be fun. Okay, boss, what's my quest for the day?
Exactly. Sounds much more fun than, hey, what do I have to do today, boss?
Go to Starbucks and get me a double roast vanilla blend.
That sounds pretty good.
That's your quest.
I wish I had someone to tell me what to do. I'm at that point right now.
I wish I had Starbucks.
Well, I can tell you some things, at least, so that you can stop thinking a little bit. There's an idea that I had, also in that same conversation with Kyle there, was that I was thinking about making a second campaign, and this is because I have my last test on Friday here, and if I pass it, contingent, but if I do, then I was thinking about making that second campaign and making the campaign for anybody that wanted to join, but being more of a chaotic player and evil in the terms of D&D, so that you guys are playing a little bit more neutral, a little bit more good. You'd becoming the neutral good gods, and then the other campaign would becoming the neutral evil gods.
I thought about that. Like, if I go down that road, I might get some help from you, Josh, because I want to make a character that is the absolute polar opposite of Squall, so some kind of like earth elemental that's bound to the earth.
Oh, okay.
Some kind of earth spirit.
Yeah.
It's like hates mankind for,
Oh my god, you could still be a bird, but you were banished, so they cut your wings off.
Be a fucking penguin!
Oh my god, I'm not being.
Or an ostrich.
Yeah.
I'm gonna peck people to death. That's just what I'm.
An ostrich would be better, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think so. But so I have two questions. So the first one, would this be like a quote unquote like multiverse thing where it's a mirror of what we're doing now but evil, or would this be a completely separate campaign? And question two, did you ever get results? I'm assuming at this point, if your next test is on Friday, that you got results back from your last test?
Yeah, and the test results were a fail by like a little bit, and it was because they made the last test, which was supposed to be the easiest test, now more of the harder tests because of the changes they just did to the fucking test to everybody. But yeah, so yeah, I've got to take it one more time. Hopefully it's my last
sorry.
time.
You're gonna kick ass.
Yeah.
You got it.
Construction and evaluation, if you're wondering, Sarah.
Did you take it online?
No,
Did you go?
I went in person because I did all the other ones in person. But now that they've changed providers, I can't go to the same test centers that I could before, So I'd have to go to a new test center, and I don't want to do that either because I know where that test center is. I know how to get there. I know the people there. They know me. Like, it's a whole process. So I'm gonna try to do this online thing. That's why my computer is in a weird place and I've got headphones on this time, because I'm going to try it online.
When is that?
Friday.
Oh, you said this Friday.
Yeah.
Let me know how that works, because I think there's a Black Spectacles live, and it like explains the new online proctor system.
There is, yeah.
The AQ.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's funny. They're like, if you have to have the doors closed, and if someone walks in the room, you fail. Like, you're like, oh, God.
That's why I moved my computer, because I was like, I need to have a door, because where my computer is right now, it's in the middle of the fucking living room. I don't have a door here. My cat can just wander up. Like, that's how I like it, though. But for the test, I can't have it like that. But yeah. So, and you don't have to create a character for the second campaign. To answer some of your questions there, Liv, it would be in the same verse, same universe, and it wouldn't be like another completely different plane. So you would even start out on the same plane. There's multiple planes of existence if you haven't figured out inside of this particular world too, because I mean Squall comes from the air elemental plane, and this is technically like I forget the exact name for it, but I've been referring to it in my head as like the common plane, like the Earth plane. It's where Earth is basically. The other places are almost their own spheres in another galaxy, basically, of existence. Yeah.
I randomly created a semi-evil character for no reason, which I've already told Sarah about. But we were drunk, so maybe you don't remember. But
Sunday?
No, like a long time ago. But I'm excited because I feel like I started creating a character because I feel like you should have killed Thea when I was dumb and I ran in and like had no hit points. It was just like slashing at things for no reason.
Which time was that?
So I created another character just in case. It was either an orc or an ogre, but it was like
oh yeah,
guy in the
when you got
palace.
almost sliced in half by the ogre. Yeah.
Yep. Like that probably should have been the end. So I was like, I'm gonna prepare a character in case I decide to do that again.
Wait, did both your characters almost get killed by ogres? That's really funny, because your Ukaruk character got like bitch slapped to death.
Yep.
By literally like one slap by an ogre down to 0 hit points.
But it's all a learning process, you know. And the thing with the other one is that it would have to be on a different day than this one. And I was right now tentatively thinking Fridays, because there were some other people that suggested that they wanted to join me being a DM sessions. And I was like, it'd have to be in the same world. And then that's where I came up with the idea. Like, how could I incorporate other people into the game in the same world? And I was like, they could be
villains.
Yeah. But that could lead to potentially, you know, Shia, Thea, Mime, Squall, Zeph, Idril, everybody fighting either your own person, depending upon how you play them in that evil campaign, or like, you know, another person, or just another god that I come up with, you know, whatever ends up actually happening. I don't know.
Skirt.
It would be really cool to see how they intersect. That would be the most interesting part, I think, for me.
Yeah, I thought so too. After having the idea, like that it would be just an interesting thing to see how it plays out. Like I've never seen anything like that. So
I would love to have like 2 separate D&D groups, and right, you have that concept of like good and evil, or maybe it's not good and evil, but like having the characters on like clashing timelines, so that like you would finally like run into like a boss or something like that, and it's actually like another group's like character, and then you like single out the characters. It'd just be like really cool to have like another person playing a a monster, because I know it's really hard, like being a DM, it's really hard to take your mind off of like everyone and then like be thinking about the monster and like, okay, what would the monster do? But if you actually had someone that was like thinking for the monster, they would probably play the best that the monster can play.
Yeah. Well, just one little quick more interlude here before we get into it is that I told everybody else, Sarah, that I've got the intro sort of written for Into This World of what I'm thinking about, at least for our session. I haven't even, like, this is a completely new idea with the evil campaign thing, but that if you came up with your own and wanted to do it, I'm recording each session so I can chop it out and add it into the episode 0 that we were talking about, so that everybody has a description of their character, or you can record it on your own, send it to me, I can clip it into something like that. But it would be like just an audio clip of you going like rundown of your character. You could even have like audio in the background or something that's like, you know, making it awesome. Be like, this is Shia, she's doing gargantuan stuff because she's a badass.
Yeah. Lightning in the background.
Yep. So
that like awkward like harp music. Cause she's a bard.
Yeah. What is? I didn't think your instrument was a harp. I know you've played music, but I don't even know.
It's a lute.
That's what I thought. Like a medieval guitar, acoustic, 4-stringed guitar. I think basically instead of like.
I have a lute and I think I have bongos.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever the 2 drums are. I haven't used them.
I have a flute. For no reason.
We haven't seen anything of that either. So can always take advantage of those. But I will say, from your perspective too, Shia, only you and Idril had stayed behind in this scenario. Idril's going to be a little bit of a bot right this second because she's not here on the game, obviously. But you had seen everybody on the opposite side of the room. After you had pocketed the crystal, you turned around from the center of the chest of the... I'll go in a little bit of a recap for you. You would just, you guys were all looting the room, kind of looking at stuff around you, and you'd gone to the chest of that half-built statue and pulled out the gemstone from it and put it in your pocket, basically. And when you turned around, everybody behind you had been there, but as you were kind of like, yeah, we did it, they just out of existence again. And it was just this phasing in, almost like a fuzziness. And there was, from your perspective, they didn't exist for like a breath. They just weren't there. And then you're like, what? And
like blank, yeah.
Yeah. And then they
Sarah, did you listen to the recording?
No.
And they existed again now, in the same manner, just, and then now they're here again. So, from your perspective, from everybody else's perspective, you guys remember everything that has happened up to that point. If you need me to go into a little bit of a recap, I can. But I'm sure you took away the key points.
Yeah, I'm good. So Mime is actually gonna pull out their tinderbox and light their torch and gesture towards the scaffolding that's around this statue.
Also, I want to give Thea some interesting insight is to her perspective, is that you don't feel the link you did before with your companion.
You bastard.
I'm gonna take out my water skin that is actually the mead that we had made on Adùnë and take a swig of it and then like hand it over to Thea.
Oh, more than a swig is had.
Definitely be rolling those constitutions. I mean, because you guys also...
He is going to be drinking today.
Because you guys also are still feeling it from the last session. So, like, everything that you had experienced while you'd phased out of existence is still weighing on you, obviously, not only mentally, but physically. Your healths are still very low, and you are exhausted now. So you've seen them, like I said, Shia, come back into existence, but also when they came back in, they were much more haggard, and they looked, visibly like distraught and shook.
Yeah, it's almost like you like sneeze and then everyone like looks like really beat up.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do that? What? He's like looking around. He's like super confused.
Asking everybody.
It's all probably at that time. Thea is like drinking like a little too long. You're like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Still drinking.
I mean, if you're going for blackout, we can just say you're blackout at this point. If that's what you're gonna keep drinking till. I didn't know what your goal was there with your drinking.
Sure.
Okay.
Wow. Doing it.
Zeph, did you want to roll your Constitution then?
I did. I got an 11.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it down there yet. I'm going back through my... Oh, I see it now. Okay. Trying to bring those rules back up too.
Ooh, what happened? Did Heron always look like that? Who is Heron?
That's Heron. Yeah, I just changed his token from the last time you had played to have it a little bit more realistic to what we're kind of imagining. We just couldn't figure it out while we were playing the first time.
Can someone remind me who he is again?
Heron is the disciple of the priestess you met, or not priestess, the disciple of the goddess you met 2 weeks ago, who was asked by her to accompany you and spread her knowledge and loving knowledge to the world. He's a bald wizard who shot daggers past your head last game. Well, 2 games ago.
Ice daggers.
Yes.
And hit the blob.
Does anyone want to talk about what happened?
No. Mime really just wants to light this room on fire and leave.
I'll walk up to Shia and kind of lean in and whisper and like put my hand like on her shoulder.
She starts to do that. Heron says, we were teleported somewhere. We found a magic apple, and a fellow companion of yours that was a dog had passed away brutally.
Matter-of-factly, I'm assuming too, just like that.
Yeah, he's very unsheltered. Or very sheltered, so he doesn't understand empathy very well.
I'm gonna kind of nod and be like, yeah, we're not sure what exactly happened, but we got teleported somewhere and found Gunther's butchered body.
By the way,
oh no,
with that
quite literally butchered.
With that one drink there, Zeph, you did not get any tipsy or anything like that. But if you're drinking towards blackout there, you're not going to have any memory of the events after that, and you're going to gain a poison condition. Just like
like Sarah on Sunday.
Yeah.
It was not good, guys. I still have petechiae eye underneath my eyes right now from popping blood vessels while throwing up. Yeah, I might have gotten a little bit of alcohol poisoning.
That's okay.
You're still here.
It was good. By myself, I might have a problem.
Yeah.
I like woke up and I was like, "Can I do that?" Like, actually, so.
Oh right, I forgot that you guys had brutalized his face. That's why I put a rock over that statue. You guys like busted up his face, the statue.
There also was an old man who butchered Gunther and said that it was just like a job that he had completed, but we're not sure what the job was because Squall decided to kill him before we could find out.
I did a good thing.
To Squall's defense, the session was ending. We wanted results.
So I don't know where Thea went, but she had noticed Thea's condition and she kind of like touched her shoulder and cast lesser restoration, which means
I left the room.
No, I know. You were. It's hard because some people are talking and you're doing. Before you left the room, she would have done that. Like maybe even while Heron and Zeph.
I'm assuming.
Were talking.
I'm assuming right around when Zeph was kind of whispering to you about, her companion being dead, you kind of patted her on the shoulders, going, "Oh, I'm sorry," and cast lesser restoration.
Like that's the worst.
Yep.
Cast lesser restoration, and it means
you get rid of my drunkenness.
Yes.
You couldn't let me have this one thing.
Did you want to get rid of that, or do you? Yeah, I was gonna say you don't feel nauseous, but you could still be drunk if you wanted to, technically, because those are two different things. It says one, so you get to choose technically to some extent. You could be, purposefully letting her have this one and being like,
yeah, I'm gonna take the bad part of it away, right? Like, I noticed that she went full like bottle, and I'm like, that's not gonna do well later on.
Yeah.
So she kind of like removes the poison aspect, leaves her feeling good.
Right.
You're just giving her an IV bag of fluids, and
exactly what she did. She did. For Gunther, let's move on.
I leave without saying anything.
So leaving the room, you guys know we're in a hallway of some sort that had gone and led to that space from the goddess who was in the center. And it's a relatively large hallway. I mean, it's like 12 feet high and 10. Yeah, it's like 10 feet wide. It's all wooden, very warm, some light torches, covered torches burning.
Oh, see, those are tattoos. Heron literally, it looks like bulbulous pustules. Like, I thought it was like some misformed creature.
That's the grossest descriptor you could have used. Good job.
Yep. That's all. So do we not want to go back into that room with Xenia?
And when you're peeking through there, Shia, to give you some insight,
yeah.
Zenith is leaning against the floating book, seemingly exhausted and almost half asleep as to what you can tell.
I mean, maybe she might know, since, like, she's knowledgeable and stuff. Maybe she would know what happened to us.
I think we need to find more believers. Oh.
Believers in what?
In her. I think we need to spread the word.
Yeah, because then she'll get more powerful. More believers, more power.
And that's what, I mean, when Shia sees her like that, that's what she interprets it. I mean, that's just what she is interpreted as. So, if you guys want to go in and heal her, you can. Oh, that's the same. Okay. Well, there's a statue. I feel like you guys are like all fucked up, and she is like.
That's pretty much right. It's the opposite of reality for you. Here you go.
Yeah, no.
We will bring this up as much as we can.
Oh. Is there a doorway? That might clicked.
I'm following the pack. I'm not sure where everyone is going, but I would be following.
I mean, if you guys need a description or if you're curious of anything, sometimes what you're seeing, like what you're standing in front of there, guys, is a door, but obviously it has a handle and everything like that, but upon approaching it and jimmying it or anything, it's completely locked. It's very locked. It doesn't even have a keyhole.
Okay.
Is it Eldritch Blast locked?
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, move on back here.
Yeah, wait a second. Do your thing.
Alright. Let me get on here. I will Eldritch Blast the door.
You sound very
And is it really a cantrip? Can't you do Eldritch Blast as much as you want? Oh,
Yes, I can. So 15 to hit on the door?
That hit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a door. If you missed, we're gonna have to have a conversation once we go back to the boat.
Well,
not a bad day.
Oh, for real. Be the first bird person with glasses.
Oh, that's a vocation spell. I need to hear your caca there, Squall.
Yeah, seriously. There we go. And I'm seeing in chat an 8 damage. So your blast comes straight from your mouth as per usual and hits the door center mass, but it just kind of and sizzles across the front of it, seemingly doing no damage.
Oh, another dead end.
No
So I get
damage.
to
What if we try the apple?
Yeah, wouldn't Huron, being the goddess's attendant, know how to unlock the door?
Negative Ghost Rider.
You have. I was gonna say you haven't asked him, and technically, I mean,
I feel like in lieu of damaging the place that we're trying to get powers or boons from, we should probably talk to Huron first.
and Heron, you would know that that door is specifically closed because there are some forces behind it that the goddess had sealed because they had been coming out similar to the glob which you guys had approached before, and that she unlocked the door herself and let you into the room, you know, to get to the blob to fight it. And that there are like forces inside of there. She didn't lead you privy to the information of what those forces were, but that they were relatively strong, to the point where you couldn't handle it by yourself. But and that she couldn't leave her altar as most of her castings are necessary to keep rest of her dominions intact, as what she's been doing in the recent times to attempt to keep some semblance of the tower in the air, because it's the size of a small mountain, that she's basically powering. So that's what you knew, Heron. I don't know if you want to make everybody privy to that or not. But
yeah, that's a lot to repeat. So
okay.
Let's just metagame that little.
Yeah,
mention.
No worries.
It has been metagamed.
Now been metagamed. So
what was that?
That was a perfect representation of the Overwatch announcer when you load into a map.
That was Sarah. She's great at that voice, and you need to record that.
So
Wait, someone made that? Like that was.
That was Sarah's voice.
It sounded like Craig. It sounded like Craig.
Holy crap!
Can you say not loading?
It's Craig's wife.
Craig's wife.
Say now recording.
Sharon, now recording. Alright. So that's a bad door to go in. Do we need to be checking in on Lady Goddess over there. It doesn't look too hot.
You also know to
Or do we need to get
Heron that this is something that she goes through whenever she is at a min of her power, and she generally asks to be left alone when you ask, as her assistant before, because she had said, there's nothing you can do for her specifically at that time.
Okay.
What about I mean, I just joined you guys. I don't know if there's anything else you guys needed to do here, or if we wanted to use the magic water to heal the person's village.
Yes, I feel like that's my village. Here. Yeah, I feel like that's probably a good next step. I think we need to go heal our people and aka spread the word of Zenith.
Idril's not here, but we also found out that he was seeking a god.
That was Carnunos.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Oh, that would have been Carnunos, and the goddess had said specifically that there was no need to search for him because she's already got the connection that he needs to him, even.
That's right, isn't it? Like in Idril, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And he's the god of the wilderness, so just for some
skies. How do you think they got these skies?
Father.
Sorry. All right, let's go. On ways. Let's help these people.
Thea's gonna walk next to.
Go.
Okay, that's too much. Thea's gonna walk next to Heron and kind of grill him as we go. Heron, what would you do if your tattoo suddenly turned red?
I need you to add some slur to your speech. Sorry.
I technically
2 more drinks and I'll be there, don't worry.
Okay.
Chug him.
My tattoo suddenly turned red.
No,
I don't remember.
Some of them were red, just in the token, but most of them would be appearing to everybody as blue. Just FYI.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
There's only so much token editing I can do.
Yeah, no, you're gravy.
I'm probably hinting at something that we haven't all discussed as a group, which is, would you sacrifice yourself? Would you commit suicide for this goddess?
Through her teachings, I know that I wouldn't, because that's not what she would want, but I'd be willing to lay down my life for this goddess.
In her defense, so to say.
Yeah, if the choice between her or I ever popped up, I would Katniss Everdeen the shit out of that.
Nice. I don't know if you know anything about this, but the first time that we appeared on this floor of the Crystal Tower, there was an acolyte that tried to take his own life for your goddess, and I think that kind of impacted the group negatively.
Yeah, we've been unfortunately sealed off from a lot of the rest of the tower due to Zenith's power being spread rather thin lately.
So you haven't interacted with the other acolytes?
No, once they stormed the main entrance, we sealed off as much of this floor as we could, or an area that we could. I honestly haven't been outside of the game. I haven't had my character move anywhere other than this little area up here, so I don't know what the rest of the layout looks like.
Yeah. I guess I'm giving you a hard time in the game about things that you don't know about in the game.
Yeah,
but
I am in game. Heron says that he's very sheltered. And he's full disclosure that he was left outside the doorstep many years ago to Zenith's palace, and was offered as a sacrifice by his parents, so to speak, and the goddess took him in and helped teach him the true following of her beliefs, instead of this what seems to be more recently this falsehood that sacrificing under her name needs to happen, which is the complete opposite of, knowledge, because you can't continue to learn when you're already dead.
I think it might be worth talking to the other acolytes, because there's some weird shit happening.
You need to talk to your people.
I plan to purge her temple of any misinformed acolytes.
Again,
Shun the non-believers.
And if
there's a real line here that keeps getting drawn when it comes to Zenith, and it's like, we believe in knowledge, but it's who don't believe.
It's because the whole religion is divided into factions that believe in the actual goddess and think they believe in a goddess that isn't actually what they're preaching.
Yeah, but wouldn't I feel like the goddess of knowledge would want to enlighten her whatever it is.
And I might take over there for Heron a little bit and say, for him and his knowledge, you're completely on the right track there, miss, because that is exactly what the goddess would preach. However, as Thea was alluding to there, she has not been in control of her own religion, because, as you know about belief, it is a tricky thing, and many people can be tricked into believing what they don't, even if they think it is what it is. Because belief is, just as that sentence, very convoluted.
I don't believe in religion, but what you're describing is noble, and what we witnessed so far is not noble. So I think you should do something about that. And Thea walks away drunkenly. Like being overly blunt because she's drunk.
That makes sense. So, I mean, you guys are walking back to this pad. I see Shia and Thea there, in the south. Vigil would have gone this way too. Vigil kind of robotedly follows along, and
sorry, Zelda's been outside all day. She finally just came in and started meowing all cute and shit.
It's so fucking nice outside. I've been outside all day too.
I've had all my windows open. It's been really nice.
Where did that map go? Too many maps now, guys. That's a thing that happens.
All of the maps. Indeed.
Dink. 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 I'm assuming everybody followed everybody to the pad now. I had to switch maps, like I was saying, so I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
Zeph. Squall.
Oops.
I think that should be... I'm missing Heron.
Mime is also with me.
Oh, okay. I thought I clicked on them. Mime and Heron.
Oh, yeah. Someone needs to ask Mime a question about their sexual orientation, and then I can cast read thoughts.
Is that like is that a thing that you have to re-ready? Or is that
No,
just...
it's ready. I still have the spell slots to use it. I
Wait.
change a couple of things around, but
You just say it nonchalantly
We are
too.
gonna ask Mime's sexual orientation.
Not their sexual orientation, but their gender.
Yeah,
He's trying to figure out
Gender?
his gender.
Yeah, from the last session, Heron pointed out that he
I can read people's minds.
and their innermost thoughts.
Interesting.
From this point on, I just strictly have bird thoughts.
Bread.
I thought that was
So if anybody
Yeah.
wants to keep this, interrogation from happening, that would be, Mime would appreciate that. But, if it goes forward, I've prepared. Just saying.
I'm not getting involved.
um
I would say, isn't Mime aware that he can read thoughts?
and that
Hello?
he's made an intrigue into knowing because of his past and his interest in knowledge, because it was an intrigue of his. We don't know what gender Mime is. I can read thoughts.
Mime's
Yeah,
actually,
so obviously Mime can do nothing to, dissuade him from trying to read my mind. So, maybe someone else can.
Mime's actually like low key a hermaphrodite. So if someone asks, it's just there's no definite answer.
I didn't mean to derail the group.
Hey, no such thing.
Did you say that out loud, Heron?
Yes, I didn't mean to cause.
Dissent.
Heron's a religious conservative.
Cause any issues. My curiosity gets the best of me sometimes.
Alright, well, we'll let it die there. And she continues walking. Let's go.
And I'm assuming Mime, you ask politely in that interlude of things too, of saying to Heron, like, I would prefer if we'd not.
I have a dark and unpleasant history. Let's not go there.
You'll bring up more than just gender there, bud. You go poking at that bear. Now which way?
So
Did we go to the portals in the north? Or
to kind of recollect a little bit, and also to describe where you guys were, you're in a large chamber of 40 to 50 feet from where you're standing on a platform to the ceiling, and another 50 feet down to a bubbling blue liquid at the base, with a bridge going off to the left to the encircling area around that is at the same level where your platform is. And Shia, you found the exit leading up to where you recall previously to be the place where you had made landfall below the tower.
did we ever go down to that really cold area?
Not technically, no. I mean, you
That's
did, but
right.
you didn't go up the stairs that were supposed to be there. There's other things in this too, just as a overarching meta game.
You
I'm
mean we
always
didn't
down for
discover everything?
And I'm always down for exploring.
I mean,
Maybe when people aren't dying.
Oh,
Because technically, I have the Shia has not been as impatient as Shia should have been this whole game, because she started out with her village dying.
hey, well, some people are already dead.
Yeah.
I got dark quick.
and
To the group.
R.I.P. Gunther.
It always gets dark.
is everybody then following Shia up to that stair? Because I've switched maps too and moved Shia up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay.
Engage robot mode. Auto follow.
Beep, beep, boop, boop, bop, boop, boop, bop, beep.
Beep, boop, beep.
Dark.
Beep,
Oh,
bop,
this is-
bop, bada, bo.
I don't know where we're
You're welcome.
Ooh. Dark-skinned human. Excuse me, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm missing.
So we've been here before?
Yes, this is the crystalline area that you were before, with the crystalline plants that were even growing from the ground in different varieties. But the distinct factor of which, even too, there were large mushrooms, but all of which were crystalline in their structure.
Are we gonna pass that woman whose husband was missing and have to tell her that we didn't find him?
What you're seeing there, Shia. Am I missing anybody, by the way? I think I'm missing Mime. Mime.
Don't wanna be.
He immediately notices that Mime is missing.
So
our captain.
Shia, what you're seeing there is, as you'd rounded the corner around a stone wall, there is a small fire burning with some figures, and you sort of recognize the one closest to you as being a red tattooed figure that you recognize from before, and even the wife, it looks like just across from him, you can kind of make out through the firelight.
Is he the banjo player?
The wife?
What? No, there's a banjo player across.
So you hear the music of the banjo player playing, but you don't know who that is.
So is
I
it?
must have missed that game.
Do we know what time it is?
It is.
The guy playing the banjos isn't playing dueling banjos, is he?
He's playing a singular banjo, and not that particular song, no.
Okay, because if I start getting some, like... I can't remember that movie's name.
Deliverance.
Yes, if I start getting Deliverance feels, I'm out.
No.
Like,
He,
straight up.
he's just playing a warming campfire song on the banjo.
Okay.
Just a nice tune. And, what was your question there, Shia, about?
Just nothing. You wouldn't know anyway, so it's just a statement.
Gotcha.
The husband might be near. Do we want to stop in and like grab some cheese and?
And you also notice too the gases, the poisonous gas has dissipated, and there seems to be a pool of it on the ground here, but that has somebody has laid a log down across it to get back to the other side, which leads back to Adùnë. You know for sure.
I pull out my bottle of wine from the acolyte, and I start drinking it.
Oh shit. Would you mind rolling a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
I'm going over here and just eating this block of cheese without anyone's permission. I'm just eating it. Just done.
Oh, that particular... Oh, so you flew across the fire and everybody there to get to this block of cheese.
Well, I kind of just was like here, and then, just...
That's not how it works, Squall. There were people there, too. They see you.
Yeah, so I guess we've made ourselves known to these people.
Yeah.
I'll pay for the cheese.
So, this individual here that is closest to the cheese goes, "Whoa, hey there," and sees you pecking at the, at the cheese, like,
yep,
just pecking away at it, and she goes, "Well, oh yeah, you're that individual from before. Your dog friend helped me out, but I don't think you did. But you're welcome to that cheese for what he did for me."
Yeah, Gunther was a good guy.
Was that his name?
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Chug.
good animal. While I have like a
Thea passes out.
beak for the cheese. So.
Yeah, you got a 4 Constitution saving. You're passed out currently, Thea, on the ground. You've got you finished an entire bottle of wine and a good half a liter of beer, or so. And
liter cola.
And she goes, well, my name's Jewel. It's nice to meet you. I know your friend's name was Gunther, you say? What might I call you?
From what you told me, you could call him Squall.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm still eating cheese.
Okay.
So.
Oh, hello there.
Like
and
a
she
very,
kind of greets everybody, and Zabib here turns around to everybody. He's like, "Oh, it's you guys. How are you all been? After running into you and leading our flock in the right direction, it seems the goddesses sent us out to recruit some more. Are you with the goddess now too? And have you spoken to her recently?"
Are you coming with us?
I mean, she hadn't said as much, but that you guys were the only boat out of here was something along the lines that these people here, and he points kind of across the fire to them, have been telling us because their boat has sunk.
That sucks.
We're willing
Who's
to
the banjo
pay.
player?
And he pulls out some 5 gold pieces and he says for their passing. And to answer your question there, and he's interjected by the just ding. You might call me Tongfa. I'm his Jules' wife here. I was saved by your good friend there, Gunther. I was being attacked by those wolves after I made it through that trap, but he damn well near saved me.
Oh, he's a good friend like that.
Damn. Cold.
Are we hungry? Are we...
So
What's the vibe of the group? Do we need a rest beforehand?
Squall,
I'm okay with resting, but I got a bird belly full of cheese now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to roll a just a D8 for me after finishing a whole wheel of cheese to get some of your stamina bar back. And most everybody should be a little bit before half of their stamina, but Shia, you have most of yours because you'd finished off eating and being healed from the goddess and her powers, and then didn't experience anything else, obviously, like we were talking about. So you're pretty well rested still. But as for
I don't know why that came through. It didn't come through, but
I see a 7.
I heard a 7.
Yeah, that puts you back up to full.
All right.
And Tongfa goes, yeah, well, we aren't looking for much here in the ways of anything either, but these gentlemen were looking for a ride, it seems like. Would you mind giving them a lift? They promised to bring back some goods for me too, because I'd been thinking of setting up a stand here, knowing the plight of the goddess and the pilgrims that take the path.
I'd be down to help.
Light of the goddess? Wait, what do you mean the plight of the goddess?
Ah, yes, miss. I love your scales, by the way. That's a beautiful blue hue you got going on there. Well, she has pilgrims come to her and collect knowledge and disperse it through everybody, because, as you know, knowledge isn't held in the individual, it is held among the individuals. And you can't keep knowledge in one place or it will disappear forever. And her plight is to forever ensure that the knowledge is in everyone's hand.
I thought plight was like... I don't know.
Meaning of plight. I don't know. I say words sometimes, don't know what they mean. Dangerous, difficult, or otherwise unfortunate situation. Yeah, her unfortunate situation is that she holds a lot of knowledge, but she can't get it everywhere all the time immediately, so she needs people to help her with that.
She heard of books. She could write that stuff down in books.
She can, but not a lot of people read books, especially in these days.
True.
So maybe.
Well, why does she? Oh, we could open up a school.
Yeah. We should open up a school.
And put a big ass library in there and teach people how to read for free.
That is a very long. Tongfa interjects and that's a really long and admirable goal you got there, but you're gonna need a lot of building materials and stuff for that school.
Well, then how about we help you, and then you use your resources and your networking to gather materials to help with the construction of a school for Zenith. Because out of character, so then this way, if we educate these people for free, we could like put in some kind of Illuminati like Zenith brainwash, like not brainwashing, but like, you know, hey, believe in Zenith because she educated you in the ways of the world.
Like Clack Castle? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Make little necklaces.
Yeah, and then we can get like juice our boons this way. Guys, this is the play. This is the play. We need to help these guys.
So, I mean, I know I collected. I think I have 800 gold pieces.
What? How?
Because there was
giant gold pieces.
There was some large gold coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a single gold piece.
No, it was supposed to be for everyone. So 8 pieces of large gold pieces. And we talked about each gold piece is 100 gold pieces.
Then if you got it for everyone, can you give my share to this individual? Because then we are investing in this man. He will have the financial resources to expand his network, and we could like streamline this thing way easier.
Well, I mean, I'm not just gonna give this man 100 gold pieces without his like absolute word. You know,
yeah. Well,
like I would also agree in the school. So like, you know, but building a school is like a lot.
But 100 gold, like even if it's so, if you got it for everyone, so everyone has a share in this. What if I just invested my share? So nobody would be out of anything except for me.
And
what I'm saying is that I just don't think it's enough to build a school.
And
100 gold pieces? Like, well, we're not. The 100 gold pieces would be an investment in his, into him, but he would be making money since he is a follower of Zenith.
And Tong.
Oh, you're just investing in him.
And Tongfall is going to interject because he's perceived, at least as you guys are whispering amongst each other, basically, that, you know, I heard you mention some investing. Well, and he kind of strums across his banjo. I can tell you about an individual, but I'm not him. Because I'm a lowly merchant, and he's one and invested in me, and he has many plans of such nature. I think I heard mention of a school. He would be very interested in it. If you can get to Gargant and talk to the individual of Lars, he'll know what's what and can probably help you.
Is Gargant
perfect? We're going there anyway.
Is Gargant a follower of Zenith?
Gargant themselves? No, they're not a follower of Zenith. They much prefer the logical arts. I mean, similar to... Don't get me wrong, similar to Zenith, but they have a very different understanding of such things. As far as I know.
Gargant's where she is from. Where have you been?
So you've been to Gargant?
I've heard seds. Yes, seds. I've heard words.
Hard words. No.
From Gargant, and I've
Well, if this
gotten shipments from
man you
such.
speak of is legit, like, I'd be definitely willing to talk to him.
Just gotta remember who they are and figure out where they are.
It's a guy named Lars.
AKA take notes.
Notes.
We're good now.
I just can't say, hey, that guy.
Yeah.
Who's gonna know that guy?
You're gonna know that guy. You're the DM.
I am gonna know that guy, but
You go to any public space and ask for that guy. So well, that works for you.
If there's
So-
that guy,
Just
everybody
put it in
knows.
your notes in D&D Beyond.
Lars.
Who are we looking for?
2 R's.
Lars.
And Tongfa emphasizes the 2 R's because he's got a hard R.
Oh.
So, okay.
Wait, what's that? There's a GIF that's going around right now. It's a WandaVision, and it's like the woman's like.
I haven't seen that.
That. Okay, remember.
I need to watch WandaVision.
Me too.
Really good.
I need
Yeah.
to be on more social media, but I can't be a person until I pass this test, so.
Yep.
Lars Gargant Build School. That's in my notes.
Okay.
So.
And you guys are welcome to our fire, Tongfa says, for the evening if you wish to rest. Your friend Gunther, as I'd heard mention, had saved me from a pack of wolves up north, and he points off into this direction, just past the statue, saying that, you know, there were some large motherfuckers that he just snapped the neck off of. It was brilliant. And I'd watch off if you start to wander in the night. There were some boars off to the west
So,
that were
if it is
kind of
nighttime,
forging around. It is
she is gonna.
very nighttime. She's gonna what?
Okay. I think we should rest and then,
Yeah.
get. We don't really want to be traveling in the dark.
Yeah, just take a long rest till morning.
Also, even with the long rest theory there, I'm going to just, add in some other thoughts from my side, is that the ship, as you know, Adùnë, is not far away. It is probably 200 feet away to the south.
So we could hop into the ship and head out, get a good start going.
I'd be fine with that.
Alrighty.
And
Well, are you guys ready?
and Zabib is still kind of holding that 3 gold out into the air, like, will you be allowing us to accompany you?
And Shia kind of takes the 3 gold and goes, absolutely, and then walks over to Tonfika. Sorry. and hands the 3 gold and be like, do well, brother. All right, let's go.
He's like, well, thank you, miss, and looks down at the gold. This is what? And I'm assuming you're kind of running off. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, she's like walking away.
Yeah.
Joel's just in a dark corner.
Yeah.
What?
I haven't moved him.
Uh-oh.
Idril leads the way across this log as he sees you guys coming back. He's been hiding, kind of watching it progress. And he goes across this log terribly. It is still a stable log, though, and kind of wobbles side to side, but just as he gets to the other side, trips off and keeps going that way. I'm guessing you guys don't remember this map much. Looks like nobody's moved past the log, so I figured I'd
Oh.
roll.
I was gonna say, Zeph,
gonna fly
apparently
over.
we're all in the ship.
You guys also need to probably carry Thea because she's passed out currently.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She throws the over her shoulder.
Okay.
I can do a strength roll
Yes.
or whatever.
Um,
Alrighty.
I think you should be good with your strength, though, and your general strength, even. Yeah, you're good.
That. Yeah.
Let me go to...
Yeah. It needed me to roll dexterity to get over the log.
It's the acrobatics. Oh, damn, Zabib. Zabib just tight walks this whole thing straight across.
What the hell?
And
oh, okay. So it's 14.
I see the 24 from Mime. Mime, you don't even take the log. You get on the edge of it and, like, somersault across it.
She doesn't take the log?
Yeah. You're on the log, but, like, you...
Phrasing.
across the log, you know? Just to show off. Heron, you all obviously make it over there. Zeph, you make it just to the other side as well, and kind of trip off the log. And I think that's everybody. I'm missing somebody, though, I thought. Oh, no, Thea, you're on. That's right, you're on. Doo-doo.
I was gonna say Squall, but he probably just flies over.
Yeah, exactly. That was
Bird people for days.
That was the other one that I was thinking about, so. But you guys make it to Adùnë, and she kind of greets you all like, "Hello, how have you guys been? Welcome back aboard." And the ramp kind of comes down. No one questions it. Okay, so.
I don't know these people.
Oh, well, who is... And you don't hear that voice, actually, either, Heron.
Okay.
Because it's in everybody else's head, currently.
Okay, yeah. I thought that was somebody on the ship. I forgot that it was the ship. Been a hot minute.
Understandable. Shall we be taking... What's that?
I'm still in the tower, I think. Like, my map is still the tower.
Oh, that's weird. Because you guys... Wait, you didn't even make it down to the first floor, or did you not make it... Here, I'm just going to start moving people over. I'll move you first. Tell me if that shows up.
I'm on the ship now.
Is everybody else on the ship?
I'm not on the ship.
I'm now on the ship.
Okay, good. I'm getting to you, Squall, here. Just a sec.
Me and Squall are still outside of the
One
ship.
more. Alright, so... There we go. I feel like I'm missing... I put Idril over here, that's right. Idril immediately comes into the ship and walks over to his room and closes the door and goes to sleep, pretty much. You guys have walked into the ship. You see the table referred to as Alalopolis that you've shortened as well to Al, still sitting on the deck, but it looks like almost they've merged with them and with Adùnë a little bit. And Adùnë says, "Yes, you see, I've gotten some adaptations to me, and Al here has been talking to me on the rare occasion. Well, now I'm able to do a little bit more on my own, like dropping the plank, as you had seen before, to get you onto the ship. I'm surprised no one has asked."
Wait, so you become, like, fully sentient?
I've become to my full potential, yes. I can take you, I don't know everything, obviously, but I've gotten and gained a little sliver of Al's knowledge here, and I can at least navigate and control my own self to my full potential.
That is awesome. I'm gonna high five the plank.
Oh, thank you, Squall.
Am I awake?
No, you're still passed out unless you want to roll a. Is it a wisdom that you need to get to wake up? Yeah, pretty sure it's a wisdom saving throw.
I rolled a natural 20.
Nice. So you get back on the ship. You kind of like shimmy around on Shia's shoulder, like, huh? What? Where are we?
Excuse me. How did I get here?
Magic.
She is muted.
You passed out.
I saw you
Magic.
waving, like, but nothing.
Sorry. I said she had just like she felt Thea squirming, and once she got on deck, she just kind of like rolled her off her shoulder and like let her just fall to the floor.
And
Bludgeoning damage.
and Heron, when you're experiencing this from Thea, and you're kind of like giggling a little bit from that, I'm assuming, like, not maybe, giggling's not probably the appropriate response. I guess it'd be more of a chuckle. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. Jinx.
Good old tee.
Yeah, teehee. You feel a presence creep into your mind and greet you. Hello, I am Adùnë. Whose decks you stand upon? Who might thee be?
Okay, no, I don't have that prepared. I was gonna totally block that out by casting a spell.
Yeah,
But,
you can. You definitely can.
No,
Okay.
I don't have it.
Oh,
prepped.
gotcha.
I am Heron Rumble Rhyme. I have accompanied these people on behalf of my goddess Zenith to spread the true knowledge of her teachings throughout the world instead of what has recently been corrupted.
Ah, that is an admirable. That is very admirable of you, and I can relate with this thing. I've, unfortunately, in my past life, led a very menial understanding of things and was very religious in ways. So I can respect your goals.
I sense something about cows.
Cows? Is that what you said?
Yeah, didn't when she was commandeered by another group of people, they sacrificed cows.
They tried to. They didn't get to, I don't think. They were
I was
sacrificed.
just making hey, meta game move.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm picking up your thoughts of cows, but
Why does it smell like bunnies in here?
Hey now, we're forgetting this past.
Poor hippity hops.
picking up a weird aroma of like a dog in here.
So,
Speaking
Thea,
of that, I'm gonna go to my room.
to explain what you're seeing as you had gone in there, you
There's the dog bed.
you don't see anything in there, honestly. And
What? He was in there 1 second ago.
I was still playing.
Leave his character in there.
I did, and I was still playing around with how I want you to perceive what's going to happen. So basically, you don't have the connection any longer, like I had said before. And when you would come into the room, you were expecting to see him still waiting for you as you had told him to do, but he's not there.
You got me really excited because I saw his little character there. But okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like I said, still trying to decide how I wanted to a little bit, but I think that's the best way for you right now.
Okay.
And you guys feel Adùnë while you're kind of getting around, getting situated. Heron, you're a little awkward, obviously, because you don't know who's going where, who has what room, but you seen Idril obviously go into his room and close the door because he just walked in straight and slammed the door shut. I'm trying to remember.
I would probably like to stay on top the deck of the ship and just admire the scenery that I've only ever read about.
Ah, so you want to go out onto the deck. And... well, without resting, I'm guessing, too?
Yeah, I really don't need to rest right now.
Okay.
He would stay out there for a little while and then,
come back and...
probably just... Yeah, or even just sleep under the stars, because, this is all new to him.
Oh, okay.
And he wants to just appreciate it, since he's no longer in a crystal
tower
building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get that. So, everybody, if you're going to your rooms to rest for the evening, you've gone through a good bit. Everything's winding down.
I'm gonna not go to the room, and instead I'm gonna go in like the center part and sleep, air quote, meditate, air quote, at this table.
Okay. At Alalopolis.
I'm gonna go to the upper deck and I'm gonna like fly around the ship and stretch out my wings since I've been cooped up in a tower for X amount of days.
It's since you guys have landed, it's been nearly a week. I mean, from everybody else's perspective, maybe from Shia, you've gone probably about 5 or 6 days, but it's from everybody else's perspective, it's definitely been a solid week. Oops.
Yeah, then I'm going to go out on the deck and fly around the ship and enjoy the wide open spaces.
I'm going to my room and taking a long rest because I'm at half health.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mime's doing the same. I forget which room is mine, but I think it's this one with the rug on the floor.
I'm hopping between maps, so I'm not 100% off the top of my head either. And that's the thing that I was going to say is nobody wrote like their name in the room or anything. So I think
we
you guys
did, and then you erased it.
My bad. I don't know how to make.
We also did this on the floor.
Remember?
Who picked
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
the room with the chicken?
Who you got the room with the chicken, Zeph? You said.
No, I was saying
No, I
who
thought
picked
Skull
the
did.
room with the chicken.
I was pretty sure that.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure? I thought it was Idril actually because I remember Idril waking up later than everybody else and ignoring the chicken.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wanted the chicken.
I can't.
I wanted the chicken, but I think someone else was like, "It's my chicken," and I was like, "Okay."
I think it was Idril. I wanted to say. So I'm going to. I can do something too when it comes to actual map editing and just put names in the room, which is instead of your drawing. But the drawings are only there like superficially. Like I can either delete them, erase them, or something like that. But they're not in the map. Whereas I'm going to just write some names in rooms this second because I don't think I'll ever remember whose room's what. If it takes. Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in the storage room, silly goose.
Oh no, I was looking. Sorry.
You're good.
I was thinking about unloading my food and storing it.
Okay.
And I was just trying to double check. And maybe gold pieces, maybe?
Are you gonna talk with Adùnë about that, or?
Yeah, I mean I can. Adùnë, can you store this meat and cheese and bread that I gathered?
Well, certainly. Shall I put some of that food in this food pantry on the second deck?
Yes, please.
Certainly. I will. I will hold on to that for you. If you want to, I'm assuming you already have it in your inventory. Just put like Adùnë after it or something like that. I don't know if that's okay.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm still transferring, finding new stuff that I wrote on my character sheet.
Okay.
And then I have to transfer it back over. And then I also have these 8 large gold coins. Is there like a nice secret place we can put this?
Ah, I think I can hide that in between the decks. If you set it on the deck, I can kind of open up and swallow it, for lack there of a better explanation.
Okay. So she's going to go into her room, and then there's a secondary room with like a bed. And underneath that bed, she's going to put the 8 gold coins, large gold coins.
Okay. How do I want to do this?
I have 4 cold pleasure crystals in my inventory. What were we doing?
That's always the question.
I remember that now.
I have 4 cold pleasure crystals.
I typed coin and
I mean,
it
Just one. It's only one
maybe
way
if we're
to
in
know.
a desert, that cold crystal would bring pleasure. I mean, I don't think they're actual like diddle crystals. So I mean,
Gotta try it.
Diddle crystal. No, I think they're like the power crystals, but I don't know why I put pleasure.
It was to do. I can remind you. I remember when you were talking about it. At least was they were very large crystals, and then they were sized to your hand, and then we were like, they're crystals of admirable size.
Admirable size, yeah. They're pleasurable size. They're just right, perfect size. Jesus, Sarah. Okay. So, Adùnë, do you need any, she pulls out one of the, I'm just going to call it pleasure crystal from now on. She pulled out one of the pleasure crystals. She's like, Adùnë, do you need this at all?
Ooh, she kind of gets excited a little bit, and she goes, whoa, I've been running on the earlier one you had left me. Some reason sprouted a tree next to me and then transferred the energy. I think it has something to do with Owl and his ability to connect and deconnect things. So he was able to transfer the energy from inside of the original crystal, which seemed to be fire, and it gave me energy to move forward and just general energy to fuel the ship. I'm not sure what that would do to me.
Alright, well, let's,
you said it sprouted a tree?
Yeah, if you go to the second deck, there's a tree there now.
Is it a tree that gives off a colored hue?
It is.
This goes full circle. This is the fucking tree from the fucking thing. It's gotta be. Oh, full circle.
Maybe we should ask what color it is.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But.
I mean, can they all hear my conversation with
No,
Adùnë?
they're metagaming right now. No.
Oh,
Okay.
my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
My curiosity got like super piqued.
Alright. So then Shia goes, I'm trying to think where we put the last crystals. I think I'm gonna have to go up. Either way, we don't have to, I can just talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Shia would go up to that room where she can like open up the, I think it's the second level. She can open up the like hatch and like give her the crystal.
Oh, wait, are you talking about on the boat, the where the crystal were before? I'm sorry, I'm not following you.
Yes. Where the last crystal was.
Where you were reading your book, right? and then you got interrupted by gargoyles and dropped the crystal that you were holding out to touch to the other crystal. Sure. Which is here.
Yes. Oh. Nice.
Oh. I didn't like quite how that blue was coming out. That looks a little better. There we go.
There you go. So whenever I walk in, is there a place that looks obvious to put the crystal?
You walk down the stairs. You open the door where you were before. You were obviously astounded, like you'd. Oh, there is a tree here, you know, and it's emitting this blue light, and it's next to this other crystalline structure, obviously blue as well. But it's about the size of you. The tree is drawn up to the ceiling, is kind of covering over the crystal almost a little bit. And there isn't any place you're holding. It's the same size like we talked about before if you were to let go of it. So it's about the size of the engine itself. But for that reason, when you were to let go of it, you don't see any good spot to put that, you know.
Okay. I'm gonna put the crystal against the tree. Touching the other crystal.
Oh, so you're gonna do holding onto the crystal with one hand, an engine, and then hold on to the crystal which is touching the tree with the other, right? That's what I understand.
I thought the tree. You said the crystal was kind of like under the tree.
Yeah, the branches. So there's branches that are going kind of over the top of the crystal.
I'm gonna lean. I'm gonna put the crystal right.
You're gonna pull one of the branches. I'm gonna
put the crystal right next to the other crystal.
Okay, and you're gonna put the crystal next to the other crystal, and you're gonna pull one of the branches down, and you're gonna touch it with one of the cold pleasure crystals.
Sure.
Okay. So as soon as you do that, you're holding it, you know, and touching as soon as the crystal with the other crystal makes contact, the heat that you were feeling before, which actually was something I lack to describe in the room, dissipates immediately and becomes cold. And the heat from the engine transfers into the crystal that you're holding to almost where it becomes so hot that you can't hold it. And you drop it because of this too, because of the sudden temperature change, and the ship slows to almost a stop, but the wind is carrying it along, so you feel a jolt. To everybody roll a dexterity saving throw.
Come on,
everybody, people that are asleep.
If you're in your bed, yes, might maybe take disadvantage even.
You have to click on in D&D. If I click it, okay, it does work.
Sorry for the squeaky chair.
Oh, that's good. Zeph, you're in bed too, right, Zeph?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you, like, laying down on the deck, Heron, just for my context?
I have my back to, looking at the ship, there's not really a center mass. I guess the mass closer to the, captain's wheel.
Okay.
Just staring, like, out and up.
Okay. So...
Perspective of the front of the ship. So, but I rolled anyways, because I wasn't sure.
No, yeah,
so
it would be
everybody, so.
It would be everybody. I'm not seeing Mime yet here. To describe everybody else's perspective, you know, Heron, you were sitting on the deck. All of a sudden, there was a jolt, and the sudden forward motion that you were feeling before kind of slowed, and you caught yourself just with your hands moving forward before your face would have or you would have tumbled over yourself. Shia, you kind of stumbled to the side, but caught yourself on the edge of this equipment that's next to you. Zeph, you sort of roll out of bed just off to the side and wake up, and Thea, you do pretty much the same, but in the from where you are, the southerly direction. No, the northerly. So yeah, towards where the second room is. So you just roll off the bed, and Zeph and Thea just roll a D4 for me.
Okay, I'm sitting at the table. I left the room because
I couldn't remember. Sorry.
That's okay. I assume I just fall out of the chair.
Yeah. The chair, you're you feel everything shift. You grab onto the chair, and the chair falls with you. Basically, you just fall. And you take 1 damage from falling over. Your head hitting the floor, presumably. And Adùnë not assaults you, but comes at you, Shia, and goes, "What the hell? What was that? What are you doing?"
I thought you said you wanted the crystal.
Oh, is that the pleasure crystal you'd called it? Well, that wasn't very pleasurable for anyone, was it?
No. And so, I guess Chia picks it back up without touching anything.
And it is still radiating heat. Uncomfortably hot.
So then So it never touched the other crystal?
I thought you said it did.
It did.
Yes, it did then. That's what I was going for, yeah.
Okay, so it took the... So she grabbed it, and it was leaning on the other crystal.
It was when it fell out of your hand when you presumably lost it after touching it the second time. It rolled to the deck and towards you as well. It wasn't touching the crystal after it touched it when you touched it, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Did I just remove all your energy, Adùnë?
I've definitely don't have the power to be moving forward that I did before. It's very opposite of the thrust that I needed, for lack thereof a better. I had this just general idea of forward motion that is gone. Now it is more of this stay and spread and heat versus cold, I don't know how else to explain it to you.
I'm gonna come out of my room and ask Thea if she knows what's going on. If you're awake. I'm not sure if you're awake.
Yeah, both of you guys are awake now. Yeah, you took 3 damage after rolling off of your bed there, Zeph, and Thea took 1.
I'm just on the floor, sideways. No, I have no idea. Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Shia goes and tries to do the same thing again.
So tapping the crystal to the crystal.
Touching the crystal, and yeah.
And as soon as they make contact, and just before even the dink sound is out, you don't visibly see it, but you can almost sense it at this point, of the heat leaving the object that you're holding and going into the crystal of the engine, and the the cold from the engine crystal going into your crystal, and the ship thrusts forward yet again. Just so everybody roll a dexterity saving throw again.
Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry, guys.
Do we know Are we heading towards where she is?
Except for maybe Heron, who looks like it was leaning against the ship, like you said. What was that there, Thea, though? You were heading out the door, I think, with Zeph towards the main deck? Towards the main deck.
Yeah, and I am rolling like a fictional drunk person.
Yeah, really.
So
you got a 5
that.
there, and...
Again.
It's a good thing you didn't have to roll there, Heron.
I got a crit 1.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have to roll? Okay.
I mean, sort of, kind of, but like, so you do, but let's interpret this as you do, because like the whole ship has moved forward. I was just thinking in the sense of, nah, it makes sense if you did. So because instead, where you were, especially with the way that you had rolled, because you caught yourself moving forward, and you're like, what the fuck? And then the ship thrusts forwards again, and your head bounces off the wall. Roll a D4 for me there, Heron. And Zeph, you got a 24 dexterity, and Thea got a 5. So you guys throw open this door. Where's Squall been in all this? And I know Mime, I haven't seen...
Squall's up top with me.
Mime got a solid 24.
I've been flying around, stretching out my wings.
That's right. So you haven't even been on the ship. You're left behind the ship at that point, and you're just catching up to it again, I guess, and then it starts to take off again. So you should roll a strength for flying faster.
Oh, but that's...
It's like swimming, but in the air.
my throwaway. Okay.
So you took 4 damage there too. You got a
Yep.
You almost got a concussion there, bud.
Yeah, that's a nice little chunk of my health.
So Thea, you need to roll a d4 as well, but Zeph, you were walking through the doorway first, so as you were doing such, you were able to grab onto either side of the doorway to help yourself from falling back through it as the ship moved forward. And Thea, you kind of rolled backwards into the main cabin area, taking... Okay, so you just caught up to the ship, just barely there, Squall. You're on the edge of the prow, or rear of the ship, flying around there as it's moving through.
Okay.
Am I rolling?
Yeah, a d4 for damage. So you rolled back into some of the tables and chairs and took a little bit extra damage there with that 3, I see. And
falling all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm silly. I kept trying to reload the map that I'm on, but I forgot that I made the different decks of the ship all in the same map, but on different spots that you guys can't see so that I can easily go between them. But I'm just sitting here looking at the deck where you're at, Shia, like, why isn't it loading?
That's fine.
Well, so, Mime, you made the first dexterity saving throw, and I heard you go, but I did not know if you made the second one.
Yeah, no, because you've been, so I've been in my room, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went and I laid down.
Oh.
I was sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So I don't know if I got woken up. I mean, I know some people fell out of bed, but I'm real small, and I'm in this giant bed, so I don't know if it was enough for me to like fall out of bed, or if I'm hanging here. I don't know if I need to make another roll.
The first one, I lacked the description there for you too. I'm sorry about that, but I'm
gonna assume it's okay. I'm gonna assume I just muttered in my sleep and rolled over. It's fine.
Yeah, you felt it in your sleep, like you're saying, and kind of not choosably rolled over, but were forced to roll over basically, and just into the sheets, but your bed's so big that you just kind of rolled up into the sheets. So you need to roll another dexterity saving throw that I haven't seen yet for this other one, which is forcing you in the opposite direction now. $17. So you were also able to just roll back the other way that you would come, still in your sleep, not even waking up. You could also, if you want to, roll a wisdom to wake up from that.
Yeah, I think I will. Just a regular?
Mm-hmm. And it is now early morning currently. The ship's been going on for a little while. Everybody's fully rested, except for Squall, which I don't think you actually rested, or Heron. So
I'm gonna come
That counted
upstairs.
as a long rest for me.
Sorry.
Would that have counted as a long rest?
Yes. Yeah, you guys still had the long rest, even with the interruption. Because I think, Shia, you'd laid down you'd stored some goods, you did some other things, and then you went and did some other stuff. So they had enough time.
I figure this probably wouldn't have taken hours. Probably like an hour to like store the stuff, then go do the little crystal mess up, and then go back to bed.
It would have taken at least a couple, because you were talking to Adùnë. You were in the storage room storing some stuff. She stored some stuff downstairs for you. You hid some stuff in another place. Then you went down into I think it's actually the third deck. I kept calling it the second, but I think it's actually the third. Oh, crap.
Okay, so Mube's gonna go up to deck.
You are awake, so I will move you there. So you wake up and don't see anybody in the main thing, and you walk out onto the main deck.
Is the ship in the middle of water? Like,
yes. So you guys have been...
Like, the ship has taken off. Do we know where we are?
You guys have been sailing for quite a bit, and it's definitely in the northerly direction, and Adùnë says, you guys are all here now. Where the fuck are we heading?
Where are you heading, Adùnë?
I was just going out to sea. We're here now. Don't know what to tell you.
But I'm just...
You know where Garganta is?
Sorry, what was that? What was that, Shia?
Do you know where Garganta is?
Gargant? She kind of not only gets that pensive sound to her, and Heron, I'm assuming you didn't try to fight it from before, like you were saying. You didn't have it ready, but you could have had it ready by now. But you're also hearing this voice in your head, because everybody... And she's sharing the information from everybody else, too. Which actually, as another matter of course, you guys all had the necklace that the goddess has given you that you can all hear each other, or talk to each other, rather. So it's kind of a chaotic mess, unless you were to, like, double tap the necklace, is what it feels like. You've done it once just on accident, and you can't hear any more voices if you were to do that. You know what I mean? So you know, if you double tap the necklace, you can turn the connection off, basically. Otherwise, it's streaming. You know, it's going all the time. You guys can hear each other talking to one another, even whisper.
Well, then the thing with the tree. Then would I have heard about the tree?
You wouldn't understand what was going on. You would have heard, Shia going, tink, ah, but you wouldn't know what the heck's going on.
You can't hear inner thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. With the necklace, yeah.
Okay.
Adùnë can hear, and if you allow her to project to other people your thoughts, she can do that. But she can't. And she's letting everybody know that she can, project those thoughts, but otherwise she keeps those thoughts to herself, what your thoughts are, because she can talk to you through that.
Okay.
So does Adùnë need, like, more fuel, or is Adùnë good?
Are you talking to me as the DM, or are you talking to your friends here?
I'm talking to you as the DM. Because we tried to give Adùnë a crystal and it backfired, right? And
I think that was because it was the opposite. It was a cooling crystal instead of heating, kind of like you whenever you're running, you're putting like hot coals, right? It creates this energy. It's basically I put a crystal that absorbed that energy, and it seems that that's what this crystal does. Is it absorbs and takes the energy or temperature.
Is Adùnë still moving?
Yeah, well, that's because I transferred it back.
Okay, I wasn't listening, which works out well because I wasn't supposed to be listening. So.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say I have this crystal apple, but I don't know what else we're gonna do with. So if Adùnë needs, more fuel, we could try that. But if not, if she's good, if she's chugging along and happy, then
no, she's good because they created a tree of like continuous creation.
Who did?
Energy. Her and Alan.
Alan the table.
Alan the table.
Al. Okay. Interesting. So you went to your room and didn't tell anyone about the tree?
Well, everyone was sleeping.
Okay.
So what happens if we like... Okay, I'm not gonna ask. So where are we going? As captain of the ship, I would like to know.
We are going to Gargant.
Aren't we supposed to be taking somebody somewhere? Don't we have a passenger?
Oh, that's right. We have 3 passengers.
Which had
They're all going to Gargant, though, aren't they?
Which, just an FYI, you watched Sleep on the Deck while you were sitting there, Heron. They were on the 4 deck, though. I'm just moving their actual characters in here, but they
How many people? 3.
3.
Wait, we made our guest sleep on the deck? Are we monsters?
Kind of.
I mean,
should they have to roll dexterity saving throws to see if they also took damage from someone jamming crystals into crystals?
Yeah, just a
Or
sec.
they fell off the boat and died.
Just a sec. I had honestly sort of also dropped the ball on that, not gonna lie. No, they're not loading in. Sabib rolled in, so I'm gonna roll his shiznayas. Oh, they are not very dexterous.
That's always good to hear.
Same, though, apparently.
Okay. So, I don't know how that works for a druid, but...
It doesn't. I'm supposed to have +3.
Yeah. Seriously. Come on, roll. There it is. So, from that... Oh no, shit. I gotta do one more. Zabib is knocked half unconscious up here. And, let's see what happens to these other acolytes. Come on, load in. Load in, damn you. Well, I'll
There's
just
just
keep
3
rolling.
of them.
Yeah, there are 3 of them.
passengers?
I'm just gonna keep rolling Zabibs here. It's gonna show up in chat like that, but
fine.
oh, he made the first one, but didn't make the second one. That one made the first one and the second one, so second one though takes 4. Okay. Ah, they finally showed up. There's actually quite a few of them on deck now. Jesus Christ. There we go. So the second one doesn't take any. The first one takes 4. Ink. But so they've rolled around a little bit up there. You know, they're okay. They're like, oh, and like I said, Zabib's half unconscious. So another one comes over and introduces himself as Jejuin, and he says, what is going on this vessel? What has happened? I don't know how to spell that. Resounding.
I mean, okay, wait. So
you're not there.
Do you want to come up? You could come up too, technically. I mean, you've been down there for a little bit.
You're not there, but
no, I'm trying to figure out what time. I'm confused. My time is all off. So, like, I do this when everyone's waking up, right? Or like middle of night am I doing this?
I see what you're saying. You finished off doing that when, you know, Zeph was coming through the door, which was right about sunrise. And I know it seems a little weird, but in the process of doing things, you would spend most of the evening. And did you lay down at all too? I thought you would lay down for a little bit.
My thought was I was going to do a few items and then, like, head on back. Like, I didn't expect it to take all night to, like, go storage some things.
Architecture logic.
Away, like...
Architecture logic. So you spent the entire night doing shit, man. And you didn't even realize it.
I put some shit in the floorboards. I literally was like 30 minutes tops. That's garbage. Okay.
Well, I want to...
We better not run.
Yeah, I want to make sure that you're you know, that, like, in waking everybody up too, you're not at night in the middle of the ocean. So
you're fine. All right.
And that they only got like a short rest.
All right. Well, yeah. So I didn't sleep at all, and I've woken up everyone at this point. And
are you asleep now?
No. And I go, sorry guys. I like do the little neck thing.
What happened?
Don't let the cold crystals touch the hot ones. Over and out.
Did you see anything weird there?
Define weird. I mean, there's just a tree and the crystal, and there's a tree coming out of the crystal. So I don't really know how to think about that. Some owl did something, turning crystals into trees. So
there's a tree on the ship?
Yes.
Where?
In the engine room.
I hang up. I do the equivalent of like closing a flip phone really fast.
Okay, you go. You're like, ah!
Hang up the phone, you know, like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's the equivalent, at least.
I didn't think it was that big.
Was I just thinking all of that? Was I thinking that in my head?
I don't know.
Saying it out loud.
I don't know.
I feel like that would be really weird if the passengers that came on the ship with us just saw me talking to myself.
That's what I'm asking. That's up to you.
I thought we talk it out loud.
Yeah,
but then if we're talking to the goddess, you're thinking it in your head.
Okay, I was saying it out loud then, and I'm looking straight at Jessamine.
and he gives what kind of ship did we get on again?
You're the one.
Where are you guys headed?
Oh,
You're not there, Shia.
Well, I think she has made it back up to main deck by this point after, you know, fiddling around down in the engine room and made it into this vicinity. And you would ask her that question. there, Thea, previously about what has happened down in the engine room, and that's where, Jeslyn was like, what kind of ship? And you asked him then the question of where are we headed, and he says, oh, well, we're headed where you're headed, I thought, was Gargant?
That's where we're headed. Well, I'm just making sure that we're dropping you guys off in the right location.
Yes, that would be correct.
What is your business in? I'm sorry if we went over this. I really apologize if I just missed this. But I was also passed out. So.
You were passed out, yeah, so that's completely fair. So, Jizwin was like, I understand you were passed out at the time, but we explained the fact that the goddess would like to spread her word, and it seems that the individual you had met before, although be it briefly, with the banjo, that was Tonkfa, and he was interested in Squall's idea of starting a school for the goddess. However, he was not of the means or the methods of such, and he instructed you guys to talk to Lars, as well as for us, we do have an inn. I didn't mention it at the time, but Lars is actually very good with the religious society there as well. He's quite an influential figure.
I think that Squall... I have this weird feeling that Squall might want to invest in you guys.
What? Does Shia know this guy?
No, you guys had not met in the tower. Other than in passing, obviously, after, the father's death, and they were all gathered there at the end of the hall looking at his mangled corpse on the throne.
Background stuff, though. Because Shia grew up in Gargant. And ruled Gargant.
You mean Lars. You mean Lars.
Yeah.
From your understanding and knowing of Lars, he is a rather... I hesitate to use shady because that's not entirely what I mean to say. It is more of the background figure, the puppeteer, if you will, of a lot of things in Gargant. And you don't know him personally because he handles too many important things to be dealing with everybody, but he handles key figures.
Okay. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay.
It's like that old guy in Game of Thrones. He's like, my little Berties. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's the spider.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
They're called spiders, by the way, not birdies.
No, they're birds.
They do.
The birds sing to the spider.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Varys is the spider. His they're little birds.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Littlefinger had the birds.
No.
He just has a small penis.
Littlefinger wishes that he had that kind of
Littlefinger
power.
has the whorehouse, right?
He's a lot of whores.
Yeah.
Yep. Littlefinger. Wait, has everyone seen it?
Yes.
Yes.
Littlefinger's death was the best part of the show. That was my favorite scene of the entire show.
I don't remember how he died.
They made it seem like Arya was like in with Littlefinger and they were like plotting against the Starks, and then there's like this courtroom scene where he's on trial and she slits his throat and you're like, oh my god, she knew this whole time, and it was like this big thing.
Yeah, isn't it in the sky? They do this it's like with the queen with the weird child, kind of like not okay child.
I know where
they have the sky.
Oh, her aunt.
Did you read the book, Sarah?
Uh-huh. What?
You read the book?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think you're talking about a different character, but yes, that happened to one character.
Are you thinking of her aunt?
Yeah,
like,
that's
that
who
has
she's thinking
the kid
about.
That's like 6 years old that still breastfeeds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm not as cool. I just watch the movies.
Yeah, I've read and watched all of them as well, but it does turn out a little bit differently in the show. But Littlefinger does live past that, if you recall, in the show too. He makes it to another town where he's like mentoring red hair. I want to say S.
Sansa. Yeah.
Sansa. Thank you.
Sansa,
Yeah, and that's when Arya comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make it seem like the sisters are going to turn against each other, and you're like, oh no, like, this isn't what we want. And then you realize that they both see through his shit, and they just kill him.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
Yep.
Mm.
It was very HBO. I'm curious to see what Martin's gonna do.
Yeah.
Anyway. I've kind of like blocked out the last season of that show, so there's parts I forget. Anyway. So we're going to Gargant.
And you guys have made it a good half day into this. Well, I don't know if you wanted to lay down any there, Shia, or I know Heron, you've rested a little bit, but you know, Sheshuin was also asking. Sheshuin was asking, whether...
Oh, my favorite. I love when I get Asquith.
What the hell was going on here, guys? Like, I'm on the ship, and you guys said there's a tree, and I don't want to overstep my bounds. I know that we're only passengers here, and we'll stick to the main deck if you wish us in the fore.
You can go down to the second deck, but that's all. And don't worry about it.
Okay, that's fair. I understand the terms of our passage. Are we privy to anything food store-wise on the second deck? Because I don't see anything here.
Yeah, if you didn't bring me anything. I mean, I'm really shook that you went on a journey.
And he kind of goes like this and says, you know, much obliged. And he wavers over to the other monk there, and Zabib, who is like still out of it, having had his brains almost knocked out of his head, and they wander down to the second deck.
Can I go? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Shia kind of follows them, but she's gonna head to her bed and get some Z's because she's like, yeah, it's we're just on the open ocean.
Can I go down to where I heard the tree was?
That would be third deck, yeah. So you would Shia would have been able to portray that to you, that fact.
Yeah.
Just.
And I'm not being discreet or anything, so just go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Since I took 4 points of damage, Heron would like to find an unoccupied cabin and lay down for a short rest.
All right.
Or potentially long rest, depending on what transpires. You know, if people start slamming pleasure crystals together and throwing me out of bed, I guess I'm awake.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you're going into the cabin's quarters here, if it loads for me.
I don't know who you're talking to, but Astral's being really slow for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, my screen just went totally blank.
Yeah. That was for Heron. I was trying to get him into the quarters crew so that he could select a room and crash out. But it's not loading for me either.
How many floors are there on the ship?
How many floors?
Floors.
Yes. I just loaded over to the other one. I think there are, besides where you guys were, which is the main deck, there's the secondary deck, which is the forward deck, and the rear deck, which is where the wheel. There's another better word for that. And then there's the second deck, which has a couple other much smaller sleeping corridors and a dining hall with some shitters. And there is the third deck, which is where you're at, Thea. And I think there's actually a fourth deck, which is just storage stuff, which I think Mime, Zeph, and Squall have been down there. But it's just storage. And you don't know too much about that because only they've been down there while you were talking to Idril previously.
Okay. I'm going to... Sorry. I'm going to take a page out of Heron's book, and I'm going to ritually cast Detect Magic when I get into the room that has, like the tree and stuff in it.
Okay. There is a rainbow coming from the tree. The crystal itself has a gosh darn it, can't unlock my phone. There we go. I haven't had to reference this in a hot minute. I pinned it in Discord too. I forgot about that. To the pins.
Do I know about this crystal?
This crystal
is the crystal new to me?
Is very new to you in the sense that it isn't shaped like any of the others, and it's more of the pillar in the center and then, surrounded by others, smaller of the same shape. And it is blue though. I thought I pinned it in here. Oh, there it is. And the crystal itself is also radiating a blue aura.
Okay.
Which is transmutation, just for your reference. Otherwise, in the room there isn't any particular magic that it seems relatively outside of the frame of everything that you've seen because it's made out of hard metals and a material that you're not even at all familiar with that's also cold to the touch, I don't know if there's any other investigating
so I
that
know,
you want to do.
I know through talking to Shia that she was down here and saw all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I can communicate
with a
to Mime by talking out loud.
Mime.
Can I communicate to Mime?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I forget how, but I'm gonna communicate to Mime and say
specifically.
Mime. Specifically Mime.
So, in touching the necklace, you think Mime, and you just hear this, and then it's you kind of hear the whooshing of the ocean. You go, Mime?
Mime, it's Thea. Do you read?
Over. You gotta say over.
Over.
Hello?
Over. Hey, I'm in the 3rd level of the ship, and I found that tree, and I was wondering if we could try and make another crystal apple or something from this tree.
You
Over.
Do you
oh my
have
god,
any
they're
of
the
the?
Infinity Stones.
Mm-hmm.
You mean it could be Thanos? Do you have any of the blue liquid from the Crystal Tower?
I don't think I do. I never filled any skins or anything. I only swam in it. So I'm kind of out on the water thing.
Alright, well, I have a whole water skin still. That's how I got the crystal apple. I poured some water on the weird blue tree. So we can try it. This one, if this one has a rainbow coming out of it, I mean.
I feel like they're related. I don't know how to piece that together. And I don't know if it has to do with the crystal apple.
I don't know. I can come pour some blue water on it if you want.
Yeah, if you aren't saving it for anything.
Um.
Are you saving it for something?
I don't think so.
That was a
Got it
loaded
if you have
question.
it, right? Okay, I guess I'll be down. I'm up on the top deck of the ship, you know, at the wheel.
It's like that
pretending I'm
awkward thing
Rose.
where like, do we hang up or like wait? Which is kind of
Yeah, I'm on my way down, so you know, whenever I walk down all these stairs, I'll be there.
okay. Do you want me to wait? Over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I go down to where she is?
Yeah.
Oh, benevolent DM.
I wish there were a better way to do levels. The problem with it is that, like, the only other way that I can think of to even manage it is that you, like, press triggers and different layers appear and disappear, but to do such...
For
like,
each individual person is a lot.
Yeah. There's
I don't
no
know if
way to
there's a
do
good
it.
way to do that.
There's no good way to do that, especially for each, like you just said, each individual person is the main thing. Like, everybody else right now is on the main deck, other than Shia, which I know had also gone in and to here, which I forgot to move.
No, they're not.
Yeah, I'm not on the
any-
main deck.
It
I'm
was
down
just
in the.
It was just me and Heron on the main deck. Everyone else was gone.
No, oh, that might be a refresh because Heron had made it into the cabin's quarters.
Yeah, I'm laying down.
Oh, then it was just me. That's why I went and stood at the wheel. I was having some captain daydreams.
I got moved down into the kitchen area.
Oh, that was my bad then. Shit. I didn't know if
where
that
else
was.
do you want to be besides the kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say if I'm down here, I'm just gonna start making some more mead.
Okay.
Like, Mime, nice weather we're having. It's warm.
Yeah. Oh, wait, this is glowing blue, not green?
Are you in here now?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like the tree that was on in the inn that we were in.
Yeah. Oh, and this is the crystal, I guess. Okay, so as Mime, I'm gonna walk right up to the tree. I'm gonna take out my water skin, and let's see how much I poured out last time. Let me look at my notes. 4 ounces. I'm gonna pour 4 ounces carefully onto like the trunk of the tree to make sure it runs down to the roots.
Okay. And as you're doing such, it beads. It doesn't, pour down the side of it. It's this more viscous fluid, but the tree still drinks it in nonetheless. And you hear a little bit of a rustling, and another apple, crystalline apple, appears on this tree, but Thea, to your vision, instead of what you had heard before, which was a red coloration to it, it has a scrolling. I did have it pinned, unpinned. Scroll back up here too. It has a white aura to it, and the actual crystal apple itself, to you, Mime, appears green.
What color was the last one?
It was red with a red aura
Okay.
that you know from Heron, because he'd had the detect magic before.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna pick this apple up as well.
Okay.
Wait, what does white aura mean?
Divination.
Divination? Cassidy does not know what divination means. Go ahead, pick that apple.
Yep, it's in my bag. Does anything happen when the 2 apples touch? Is that something like I shouldn't let happen? Now we know that when crystals touch, bad things happen.
Nothing seems
The
to
whole ship turns over.
nothing seems to happen as the apples go into your inventory and or bag, satchel, what have you.
So I have this spell where I can dispel magic.
You pick that one?
I did pick that one because there's magical shit around here. Mime, do you think I should try it on this tree?
You want to take the magic out of the tree?
I don't know. I'm really suspicious because we appeared in an inn and this tree was there.
That's fair. And the last time Adùnë was running, it was on murdered rabbits, and so now Adùnë is running on this tree. And so I can't imagine that it's any better than murdered baby bunnies. So maybe we should, get rid of whatever this is.
Well, you're the captain. If this ship stops running because I kill this tree, do we have a backup plan?
Yeah, can't we just sacrifice alcohol to it? Isn't that what we did last time?
I think I wasn't there for that game, but yes.
Yeah, so we got some beer brewing down in the kitchen right now. So I think we make an offering of beer, and Adùnë will carry on shipshape.
Okay.
Josh's reaction is making me not want to do it. What?
Can we not do it when we're in the middle of the ocean?
When else are we gonna do it?
What if something bad happens?
Our hands.
Wouldn't we still have the sails if Adùnë couldn't move under her own power?
Take that chance. You guys are fucking ballsy.
Well, okay, this same tree was in the inn that we were in. And you weren't there, so...
What was the...
Yeah, that was bad juju.
The real question that I have is, what are you trying to dispel magic on? Because it is not only location specific, I think, but it's also item specific and or object, because you could dispel magic on the ship, you could dispel magic on the crystal, you could dispel magic on the tree, you could dispel magic on the apple that Mime has, which I don't think you want to do in context of what we're talking about. I'm just using it as a reference, you know what I mean? Like, what would you...
magic users themselves be dispelled?
If you use it on them, it has an... If you were to casting a spell, it would disperse the magic that was in that spell, as to what I understood.
I was talking specifically about the tree, but I suppose I could use it on any of those things.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like over here like, oh, what is going on right now?
Josh's reaction alone makes me want to not pursue that idea.
Because I was just...
I vote specifically the tree. I think the tree is a source of bad things.
I think so too, but I hear Shia in my necklace amulet, and she's concerned.
No, she is asleep. You don't hear anything from Shia. That was all metagaming. That was all stuff that you guys were talking hats off.
That is Sarah.
I tried. Sarah. I mean, if it's just Mime and I in here, then I guess we're gonna
Fuck
do
this tree.
Oh my
Kill it
God.
with fire.
Maybe it's connected to killing Gunther.
That's
It
Shia's
definitely is,
mindset.
right? If this tree were not on this ship, Gunther would still be here.
I mean, it's the only thing connecting where we were to where we are, so...
Besides the apples. Anywho, when you...
I mean, the apples...
Where did the tree lead you?
Bad places.
What bad places?
To an inn where Gunther was dead and there was an assassin as disguised as an old man and a snowstorm.
So you're saying the tree... They came in through the tree.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... Gunther wasn't just dead. Like, his head... he was decapitated, his feet were chopped off, and he was, flayed open.
With precision.
Was not on his body.
And, the guy that killed him, skinned him and, kept his skin.
You should listen to that episode, because it's wild.
Okay, so why did he come in and attack Gunther specifically?
We don't know.
We were about to find out. We had this guy cornered. He had like 3 hit points left, and then Squall killed him.
Well, the episode was
Blew
ended.
his heart
We're
out.
gonna continue it next week.
That's true too.
So, Squall killed him instead of a next time on Dragon Ball Z moment.
So to be clear, I
know
don't
I regret
blame
nothing.
Squall. I don't blame Squall. I'm concerned because we don't know who that assassin is after.
Obviously, it's Squall.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Chinese restaurant, the other dimension, wanted to try a new menu item. It was magical dog.
The way he was talking about it, he was unfazed because it was just a job and he was just an assassin. So someone of higher power sent someone to murder Gunther, which, I mean, red flags up and down in Dia's mind.
So, but then, Adùnë
Not only
said
did my familiar die, but it's like
Adùnë said that Al put it there, put the tree there.
Why haven't we talked to Al yet?
Yeah, did our table kill the dog?
Maybe.
Our
Maybe the
table
dog was
knows.
evil.
Our table knows everything, and we haven't talked to it.
Maybe he's a cat person. We should try with a cat.
Oy vey. Oy vey.
Spell
So,
magic on the tree.
dispel magic on the tree. All right. I don't know what you need to roll for that. I see that you choose a target, and they have. I'm looking at it right now. Inaccessible check. So, what's the DC of your spell?
15.
Oh, okay.
Not a bad young person.
This,
5th level, baby.
all right, so it made a 22. And when you cast it, I don't know exactly what you need to do for that. What you want, how you want to describe your dispelling of magic. You can do whatever action.
I do some like cool like energy thing, and then I'm like, "Hoo!" as my verbal. I just grunt really loud.
Okay. So you grunt as this tree after drawing a sphere in the air, basically, and thrusting it forward. Just to describe what you had done there. And the tree is unaffected.
Well, I guess this tree's here to stay. Do I know when things fail, or do I assume that it's not magical? Like,
you know for a fact, especially because of your detect magic currently, that tree is magical. And you know for a fact the energy that had been dispersed with your but in doing such,
Right.
in doing such, there was it gone to it, but it had not penetrated and dispersed it as what you had intended. So it was an obvious fail to you. Like, it hadn't...
You didn't hard enough.
I grunt louder, but I don't cast a spell again because it's 3rd level and I don't have that many. Mime, the tree's really some really powerful magic, and I can't dispel it. So I guess we're gonna have to live with this tree on the ship.
Well, you tried. Maybe we should go talk to the table.
I think so too, even though it's a weird thing in my head. I just remembered that the table existed.
You guys all popped
Oh,
off of the
let's go,
table and forget about the table.
Well, he's
I
never
was
been able to
asleep.
talk before now. Like,
Yeah.
even
I was-
the goddess said that. Or the
Yep.
priestess, whatever. Sorry, go ahead.
I was asleep on the table and I didn't think about it. Okay. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna go to the table.
Okay. So during that time too, a good, hour has passed while you guys were doing that shenanigans. Getting everybody here. You guys are still sailing through the ocean. It is probably a little bit half past midday here. Getting closer to the evening hour. I don't know what you're doing there, Mime, but... Or
Going
anyone
to
else,
the
for that
table?
matter. Okay.
That's
How
not
many
on this-
people can I talk to on my necklace? Everyone?
Yes. You can... The thing that you haven't quite figured out is how to, but you've at least understood by touching the necklace when you did previously that... And thinking of Mime, that you were able to project specifically to Mime.
Okay, I'm gonna try to project to everyone, not knowing how that works, game or out of game, and I'm gonna be like, guys, we're about to talk to the table, and I feel like we should all be here because this table knows everything. Over.
Fucking hell!
Haha. Over.
I've just been brewing some more ale, but I'll like set it up to brew and then I'll go talk to the table too.
Yeah, Squall's gonna head to the table as well.
I don't know if you
Feel
want
like
me to
this is a
roll anything
conversation.
for brewing.
If you want to roll now, you can roll, what the heck is that now? I know it's in the medicine category.
I was gonna say, I think we said medicine last time.
I didn't know if there was anything else for it. I was trying to remember. I think it's... It's loading on my screen.
I was gonna say, as a DM, you can make your own brew. If she's gonna brew every time, we can make a brew roll.
Yeah, and I was just trying to remember which it would be associated with. I was thinking it would be either with wisdom or I think it's with wisdom is what I was trying to recall. Thinking it's with wisdom.
So, I have +8 to medicine, and wisdom is my highest score, so I might be good at this.
Yeah, because wisdom was one of my throwaway things, so I don't have any modifiers to it.
And so got an 18. Damn.
Yeah,
I roll an
very nice.
18 to brew some ale, but to jump over a log with dexterity as my highest fucking skill, I get a 8.
Yep, with a +3 modifier. That it happens. That's the luck. So you
D&D logic.
well you set up a good brew, but also know that it probably won't be set and good for at least 3 days. But
Okay.
Heron, I don't know if you want to roll perception for me, or if you have a really high passive perception for that necklace and hearing Thea talk to you, or...
I'm on that boss. Yeah, she woke me up.
Yep, I'd say. You're like, oh, voices, what the fuck?
Yeah, so I'll come up as well. be so kind? Unless it's out here where everyone else is.
You're already there, and you see people gathering around this obviously different table than the rest, but you can't quite place your finger on why. Besides in reality that it visually looks like it's in 3D and the rest of them look flat, but
Makes sense.
It's actually in 4D.
Yeah, I mean, he's a higher dimensional creature, being, whatever, right? We're not.
We don't judge what dimension you're from.
I highly recommend the book Flatland. It plays with that idea.
Okay.
I feel like we need to start like a D&D club.
I would do that.
Currently on my Goodreads, you have 205 books to catch up to me.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, okay.
Nice flex there, nerd.
Start calling Josh Brains over here.
Neck beard. Got my neck beard.
Oh, fuck.
Watch out, I'm reading The Well of Ascension right now.
That is a good book. Brandon Sanderson, my friend, he is currently the god of the fiction realm. I know Olivia will debate the fact.
Yep.
But
Who's Olivia?
that would be Mime.
Yeah, who's your pick for God of the Fiction Realm?
God of the fiction realm? Oh, Jesus.
You don't even have to think about that. You know it is
Well,
Robert
I know
Jordan.
who my favorite fantasy writer. He's my
Yeah.
favorite fantasy writer, hands down. But I don't. So out of fantasy, yeah, Robert Jordan takes the cake. But I don't think he's the god of all fiction.
Oh, I think that's
I
what
don't
I
know
was.
what you classify. Well,
I think that's what I
I
was
would
saying.
say every child is a god of fiction. Too cheesy.
No.
I feel like that's a very something Shio would definitely say.
Well, what are you guys doing with this table before the night ends here?
so he talks, right? He talks common.
I don't know. Does he?
I thought he was talking. when we
Hello.
first Came back.
Do you speak common?
If he doesn't, I might be able to talk
You-
to him.
If you don't knock twice.
Actually, I can talk to him if he doesn't speak common.
Zero.
It'll just take a minute for me to cast a spell.
Zero response from
Should
your
we offer him something?
Do we touch him?
inquiry there, Shia. Just FYI. And
Does somebody want to set something on top of the table?
Maybe the apples.
Shia sits on table.
Yeah, Zeph's gonna walk up to the table and kind of just tap on the top of it and be like, "Excuse me, hello."
and there is still no response from the table. I don't know what you were getting at there, Heron, but you may want to interject that into the rest of the party's knowledge, what you can do and what you intend with your thoughts there.
Well, I can speak Abyssal, Celestial, Common, and Elvish. So I figured with it being a god, if it spoke, it would be in Celestial. But I also can,
Can't you comprehend languages?
I can. I was gonna say I can
Oh.
ritual cast, comprehend languages. So then for the duration, I understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that I hear. I also understand any written language that I see, but I must be touching the surface of which the words are written on.
Well, get on it.
Alright, well.
Touch that table.
Heron sits down into leg, cross-legged like he normally does, and pulls his spell book out with his right hand, and then with his left hand reaches in to his harness, his crude leather harness that holds many vials and other random entrapments and assortments, almost like one of those guys that you see in a big city that's like, you want to buy some wallets? And pulls out a pinch of soot and a sprinkling of salt, puts it into his spell book, and starts muttering a few words under his breath. And let's go ahead and cast that. But with it being a ritual. Okay, yeah.
So...
Did that cast in? Let me uncheckmark that, because with a ritual cast it wouldn't burn a slot. And it lasts for an hour.
Okay. I see.
Oh wait,
all of that.
See that.
Yeah, all of that actually appeared quite nicely in the astral chat, which is brilliant. You, upon sprinkling the soot and the salt around you in the circle, as the circle completes, you get this sense of understanding that you hadn't had before from the table. This, not language, perhaps, but more of not presence either, as where I was going with it in my mind, but they're there, but you don't quite know how to speak to them. You know what I mean? You don't know how to introduce yourself, but you know that they're there and that you've greeted them, but they haven't quite responded to you. And upon completing the circle, they're now aware of your presence as well, because their attention is on you, so to say, and you can feel it.
Okay. I think the table knows I'm here, guys, but I can't talk to it, and I'm not quite sure what to do other than scratch my bald head like I had hair there.
Can Adùnë interpret for us and have the table, or have Al speak to Adùnë, and then Adùnë forward
translator?
Yeah. We ask her to do that?
Are you asking her specifically there, Squall?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Adùnë to translate for us.
Adùnë chimes in with your thought towards her to everyone, projecting, and says, well, I haven't been necessarily talking to Al, but he has been connected to me, and his sliver, which is that table you see in the physical realm, is existing there. But he is so massive, and to what I understand, being connected to him, that he exists beyond our own understanding and our own idea of language and thought and processes, because he is just ascended, for all lack therefore of a better term.
Okay. Do you have any ideas on how we might be able to communicate with him?
And you don't hear the chin scratch, but you kind of sense that she's thinking, you know, and you hear the, well, I have not had specific communications with him, as I'd mentioned. However, one might be able to draw his attention, and then, upon such, invoke an idea or a thought, and have much will behind it, and actually produce something from it, as I have with my ability to control my whole being, as I am a ship now, and I wasn't before.
Okay. So. So what if we all like? I don't know how to. What if we all pulled together in?
Believed that Gunther was
I feel
alive
like
again.
Instead of the one individual trying to contact Al, what if we did it all together?
Oh, like kind of how like with Adùnë, like we all did like the drinking and like offered.
Like how Goku casts a spirit bomb.
Yeah.
I needed
everyone on
everybody's
Earth has to give him his energy, like give him energy. Yeah. Yeah. What if we all just pull together and try to contact Al as a collective?
What are we trying to ask him?
That's the question.
Well, he's all-knowing, so we could ask him literally anything.
But we're specifically asking about the tree, right? And the crystals. So maybe let's really focus on the knowledge of the crystals.
I'm down for that.
I focus on the tree. Which is slightly what you said, but not really what you said.
So we can picture the tree and the crystals and see if we come to any knowledge about them.
So I'm assuming, just to set the scene, I guess, everyone in the room is gathered around the table except for Heron, who is slightly away and has drawn a circle around himself with the soot and salt, and is in one side is soot and one side is salt, from my understanding as well, and he's sitting in the center of it, and everybody's talking about what should we focus on to believe, to understand, to ask this all-knowing being. So you were focusing on this one individual thought with Heron to ask this all-knowing being. And that thought is about the trees and the crystals, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, Heron, you feel your mouth moving not of your own accord and your voice coming out of your own throat, and it is forcibly saying, almost against your will, the trees are an extension of myself, and the crystals are associated with that self, as well as the goddess Zenith.
So, has anybody seen the second Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how Ego planted all those seeds and all? Is this what? Does anybody else get that feel that Al and the trees and the like?
Does that mean he's my dad? Since I don't know who my parents are.
Yep.
Be it for malevolent reasons or like nefarious, but like I'm just getting the Ego vibes right now.
You think Al is bad?
So, can Al elaborate on his meaning of the trees are an extension of him?
There is no response
Like,
to your individual question.
So, okay. So, the crystals are just forms of the gods' energies. Because they said it's an extension of their energy. So the tree. So we have a hot crystal and a cool crystal. The cool crystal is from Zenith, and the hot crystal is from the tree in the middle of that little castle.
Did that tree have a glow?
No one detected magic on the tree. And on top of that, I just wanted to metagame even more on that, was that Squall, if you recall, have a crystal from the waterfall and the toad.
I know I have the toad. I remember having the toad one because it's watermelon and it's as big as a watermelon and it's tear shaped.
Mm-hmm. And it's green like an emerald.
Yeah. Let's see here. Frog.
So, what's our next question? Are we asking, maybe thinking about the assassin?
Oh, yeah.
And how he travels through the tree?
I mean...
Or is the tree a portal?
I want to know who the assassin's boss is, who sent him and why, but...
Yeah, I kind of would like to know, too, because I want to know, like, if he was just after Gunther, or if the rest of us are in danger.
Gunther's... This is Cassidy. Gunther is just a dog. Like, clearly, there's more to that.
And how did they know that would hurt us?
I don't know. But why else would you murder a dog for no reason?
Mm-hmm. Unless they want to create a... what's the guy who his dog dies and then he like goes and murders a shit ton of people?
John Wick.
Yeah.
Unless he wants
to go all John Wick. That's how Cassidy's character goes bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if there was a way, that would be it. But I just feel like, I don't know, Gunther was not... I guess I wouldn't know, actually, but to my knowledge, like, there's no thing that preceded this story to Gunther that would have caused someone to come after him. Like, clearly they're coming after us. Or me, or someone else that was close to Gunther.
Let's think, what are the intentions of the assassin?
You feel the presence starting to wane from yourself, Heron, and the understanding that the god has turned his attention to you. You feel that attention starting to fade.
Guys, I think we're running out of time here.
Yeah, I think we need to figure out what specifically we want to ask, because...
I mean, I thought that's what so he didn't respond to that? We're asking about what's the intentions of we're thinking about what the intentions of the assassin are.
Yeah, I'm going to go along with that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that was the consensus, which I perceive it to be, again, Heron's mouth and vocal cords move of their own accord, perceivably, and you hear this, it was the intention of Zadir the goddess of god of chaos, and the attention, or the attention leaves you. You can feel Heron.
Well,
chaos.
I don't feel Al anymore, so I think he's gone, guys. I think he left my brain.
Wait, DM question. Did he leave his brain because his time ran out, or did he leave his brain because he was done speaking to us? He's sick of our shit.
I would say he left because he was tired of us, because comprehend languages last an hour.
Yeah. About that much as well. It's definitely been an hour since you guys have been debating and thinking and trying to perceive what we should try to bring to belief that would actually draw the attention of a god, you know, as well as that it's just the end of the effect of what Heron had cast to augment your own understanding of this omnipotent being, you know. Which
I don't want to upset him because I feel like he might be the key to something bigger.
Yeah, I can see that.
What's the god of chaos's name?
Zadir.
The deer?
With a Z. I'll send it in chat. Just so you have a clear understanding.
Are we gonna hunt down and kill a god now?
Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to know. I guess some god wanted that to happen, but then does that god, like, did they want it to affect us? What is that god's goal?
You don't know yet.
Wait, can we kill a god, or do we have to, like, get Zenith powerful enough to, like, go kill a god for us?
I feel like Zenith's not as powerful as she
Not
could
yet,
be.
right? But after we go open a school in Gargant.
Yeah, right.
Does their faith matter more? Because they're bigger beings. Do they contribute more than, like, you know, my halfling people?
Oh, you mean if you were to try and get a god or goddess to believe in a certain matter, that their belief weighs more than yours?
Yeah, do Gargant believers count for more than, like, halfling believers?
You don't get that sense. You don't get that sense.
Huh.
Okay, good to know.
Are they called halflings?
Mm-hmm.
They're not hobbits, it's halflings. Okay,
Yep.
sorry. Just making sure I wasn't calling them the wrong thing, but it's like, I'd actually say...
I mean, you could ask Mime, too, what Mime would be preferred to be referred to. But I know
I mean, hobbits are like a specific species, right? I don't know if we're not in middle. I don't know if they exist here.
Yeah.
No, they don't. That's what I was making sure I wasn't making a mistake, is all.
That's
all.
fine. I appreciate that.
But I would say that halflings probably have more gumph because they're very cheerful and happy and excitable beings.
And to interject yet again as a overarching comment here, the day is rounding to an end, and you guys are on your second day at sea here. And it's getting towards the evening hour, you can feel yet again.
Is it time to go to bed?
Time to say goodbye.
End the episode right now. Just
Wait, Heron, do you know anything about the god of chaos? Heron, you know a lot about gods.
Let's find out.
My dude.
Roll a history for me. Oh, religion, that works too. 23, Jesus Christ. So you know at least
My guy.
that Zadir is the opposite almost of Zenith. Literally, as well as
So they're the god of dumb?
No.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, because the goddess of knowledge. No, I'm fucking with you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're good. It's similar, though. Goddess of dumb. The opposite would be the goddess of destruction.
That makes sense. I get it. I can see it.
Because knowledge is power.
And so is destruction. Just
Raise your hand if you follow the god of dumb.
And honestly, it's something that I was playing with. Zenith, if you don't know, is with the point and pinnacle of the sun, and the upmost point of it. Zadir, which I found out through Googling, is the opposite, the earth and hell.
What if it's underneath the crystal tower? And it's in the penetrable cavern.
Could be in the upside down.
Upside down bliss.
Alright, fun stuff. Well, Mime is gonna go to bed. And, I think I too am gonna go crawl into my bed.
Sarah is going to do the same thing. Hopefully last day of hangover.
Cassidy's gonna stay up for 3 more hours for no reason.
Cool. Cool.
I'll be here as your faithful DM.
Cool. Well, at least, we have a name to, point our anger at, right? So
Oh my
probably
God.
Zadir's just trying to fuck with Zenith. And so, you know, fucks with us to do that.
Seems logical to
I
me.
don't know. It's kind of concerning if a god has something against us as a group. That would be concerning. But
What if we're gods
It just means we're
and we
special.
lost our memory? And we have to find out what we are, what our powers are.
Oh, and that's why we're talking to the goddess of knowledge.
And then what if it's like, they say belief is like what gives you power. So what if we have to figure out what we are and get our power, and then we're the ones that defeat the other god, or just tame them or put them in a, because I know defeating gods. I'm watching this one show called The Magicians.
Yes.
Weird, really gotten into. And but yeah, if you defeat a god, it has like consequences, because it's like the young gods are the old gods' children's. So if you kill the young god, then the old gods get really pissed off and you lose like magic, and it's cool. It's cool. It's a
I
good show.
actually was telling my friend about that show because I was telling her how good of a like D&D campaign it would be to have like people like that are, like these people that come in and just turn off magic in a realm, and then like the players have to try and figure out a way to turn it back on.
Mm-hmm.
That show, I have to say, is a really good show, but damn does it take a lot of twists and turns. I tried to re-watch it more recently, and I was like, is this even the same show? Like, what am I watching? I don't remember any of this. Like, it's just...
It's one of those things where you're like, it'd be a crazy idea. And they're like, absolutely, we're going to do that on the next show. I mean, it's cool because, like, there isn't really a main character. Like, the person that they start off with as a main character ends up, like, kind of not being the main character. And each character that's a part of the group has their own little, like, main time, and they get like focused on, and so there's like a bunch of different like plots that are happening and then you have interest in like the one character more than the other characters, but then they're like showing the other characters, so you're like, come on, go, like keep going. I wanna know about this character. And
Team Elliot all the way. And Margot. Elliot and Margot.
Oh, fucking Elliot and Margot.
Fucking
Margot is the goddamn best. I like it, what is this show? I am surprised Margot hasn't like caught on to people, because they're like, her personality is just so good. Yeah, Margot is great. Elliot is also amazing. Q is intriguing. I'm actually kind of glad he's not like really a main character anymore, because he kind of drives me nuts. He's like a martyr without being a martyr.
Was that
Well, now that I know that all of you have seen it, next time we get into an engagement, I'm gonna say it's time to pussy up.
It's such a good show. It just takes so many twists and turns.
You know what? That might be the... I need to check my spells. I need to see what one does a shit ton of damage, but it requires a verbal command.
Time to pussy up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ball sacking out on me?
Shit. Those guys.
On the last season, I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not. I'm like, I think like halfway through the show.
I'm there too. I tried. I don't know where I am right now. I'm towards the end.
I think I'm towards the middle. They're still trying to turn. I don't know if they ever turn magic back on, but they're trying to turn it back on right now where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on season 4.
Yeah, I crushed every episode as they came out on Netflix, because I watched the first season and I was like, oh, I'm such a nerd like the main guy, remembering G.
Yeah. You do remind me of Q, but like,
yeah,
less quirky. You're a lot more outspoken.
Yeah. Well, it's later season Q. Trust me, later season Q. But
I really like the character progression of like the Josh in that too.
Quint.
Like,
oh my goodness, they progressed, like, developed so well, because I was having Liz watch it, and it's like, oh, they're such like babies, like, with their development and everything. So
yeah, they definitely grow really well.
yeah, it looks like I'm on season 4 as well. Because I'm looking at the different like descriptions of the episodes.
Okay. I was gonna say, I thought they turned on magic probably in the beginning of 4.
I think they're probably about to turn it on, because they're still trying to figure out how to get the last key. Like,
I think you're in season 3 then, because the end of season 3, I do believe they turn magic on.
Okay, I might be right.
But there's a consequence, and then season 4 they deal with that, and then the finale of season 4 is crazy. Like, guys, gotta binge it this week. Get on it.
Trust me, I've already. You think I work? That's what I do.
Just download those on your phone. Watch them.
Yeah, there's no reason to download when I have full internet access, because.
Yeah. I was watching it and I was like, oh god, I'm such a Quentin, and I would totally go after Alice. I mean, who wouldn't? Mm-hmm. But the progression is just where it gets me, because I was just like, yeah, eventually I do become a Quentin, because at first I wasn't sure because I was at a different point, but the progression, like you guys have all just said, is phenomenal. Because each character starts off in this baby land, like they're barely a character, and you don't know who to even care about at that point, and then it keeps going, and you start to get attached to somebody, or even more people. Because I really do love Elliot and Margot. Sorry, they're just
they end up being like the stronger character. Like it's like one of those things where it's like they start out really weak and then they end up being the strongest characters. And then like Alice just kind of drives me nuts. It's like one of the things where you like love her, and then like for me, it's like now just can't stand her.
Yeah, I mean you can't stand her, but goddamn, when you're talking about power, like there is no more power than Alice.
So it's interesting because for like you're watching the show, it has a very Alice in Wonderland vibe. Like they even reference things, right? And so I'm waiting for the moment that it's like Alice in Wonderland, you know, in Fillory.
Yeah, I mean, though she doesn't even come in until like the 4th or 5th episode.
Alice?
Yeah. She's not in most of the first season, it seems like.
Well, not really in.
Yeah.
She does the magic. She, like, in the first time they magic.
That's true.
Yeah. She turns the
horse. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, my brother taught me that. Yeah. I think, I don't know, who would be your least favorite character in the show? From the main group. Not like, you can't just pick like some random person.
Yeah, there's a lot of random people.
Alice is actually my least favorite.
Who?
Alice.
That makes sense.
I think mine's Julia.
Really?
One of my favorite people who's not a main character is Dean Fogg.
Oh, fucking
He's just so to the point. He's like, God damn it, I need a drink.
It's like, fuck these fucking kids.
He's very much like, I fucking hate it here, but also I don't want to leave.
Because if I do, no one else will care. I'll just have a drink and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I yesterday when I was comatose, I was watching I was trying to watch Magicians, because that's all I could do was just like lay down and like not move so I didn't throw up. And but I realized how much they drink on that show. I literally couldn't watch the show because it was just so, I was like, every time I was like, I can't.
Josh, if I had to choose a non-main character that you reminded me of, it would be Todd.
I'm cool with that. He gets down with the god of partying and wine from Roman mythology.
Yeah.
Bacchus, yeah. I'd be down with that. I actually have this item
He's like, yeah, I know a god that I can hook you guys up with.
I actually have this item, funny enough, that I really want to introduce into this world, but I haven't figured out how. Maybe it comes into the evil campaign because I can't figure out where to put it. Is the thing, and it's basically a staff that has a bong on it, and every time you take a hit off of the bong, you know everything that would happen in the next 10 minutes before it happens.
Why was that not part of Zenith's?
It could be completely. It could be. I just haven't figured out. There's so many other ideas. I just can't figure out where to put them all.
Does anyone else carry a staff?
That would totally be Zeph, quarterstaff all the time.
My quarterstaff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a quarterstaff is different than like a magical staff. Like
It is.
Gandalf isn't fucking running through the Shire with a bow staff.
Gandalf probably has a pot staff.
His staff actually holds his pipe.
Yeah.
Legitimately, he actually does. Yeah.
And he can make ships with it. I mean, Bilbo's all like, "Oh, I can do rings." Gandalf's like,
"Look at my dragon."
Wait, but that's actually a scene in The Magicians as well. Like they definitely stole. Like it's a very nostalgic. Like if you read any of like the all of the magic and fairy tales, they steal so much from everything.
Well, that's the thing, is that all fantasy, you can't like put a copyright on fantasy, because like, you know, how do you copyright an elf?
Yeah, but like, okay, one person does the ring, and then Q then goes and does the boat. Like,
at first I thought, honestly, when watching The Magicians, I was like, is this like an adult version of Narnia?
That's what I was thinking too.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like, first they do the closet thing, and it's the kids, and you're like, oh, it's Narnia. And then you're like, oh, wait, it's Narnia plus Alice in Wonderland? And then you're like, wait, it's Narnia plus Alice in Wonderland plus Harry Potter? And then you're like, wait, it's all the plus Lord of the Rings as well?
Yeah.
What? And you're just like, it's like everything is a part of it.
I mean, they...
Supernatural, like, starts coming into it, and you're like, dear Jesus.
Yeah. And there's so many fantasy novels too that involve like the fairy realm and.
Yeah, it was cool. That's the only thing that's different, is they did include the fairies quite a bit more.
I have a fucking fairy eye. Like I can see things. God.
I like how the concept of the fairy dust is like rounded up pixies.
Yeah. It's a great show. I mean, I even love the god from Fillory, the one that they all...
Ember.
Ember.
Shut up.
He's such a douche.
This is why you're Todd.
Fucking Umber's just like a little fucking nerd, like hiding out in his little hut.
His fuck hut. That's all he does. And then his jizz is the power.
Oh god, yeah.
So gross. But then that's also like really fucked up, because when the scene, like, you make the connection that Julia also has power because she was raped by the god. Like,
yeah, that is fucked up.
You're like, oh no, like, but she has like crazy amount of power, and you're like, oh, you can get powers from gods, and
that's solely to the show, which I mean, it feels like a D&D campaign, like you were saying in the beginning there, Sarah, because they're taking all of these ideas, which is what I'm doing, and then just mushing them all together, and then adding their own spices here and there, which is
it really does feel that way, because they're like, oh, we need enough power to hold the knight. Oh, we can get power from the god. And the DM's like, how do you get power from the god? How do you get power from the god? And then it's like, you get drunk enough. He's like, give me a second, let me go in the back, and then pulls out like a murky bottle and like, drink up. Like, well, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great show.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
If
Alright, guys. I'm gonna get off for the night.
Yep.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.